People really like this Rambo guy. Let's just call the second one Rambo.
It's First Blood Part 2.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not
First Blood
It's
again.
the end of the First Blood, yeah.
We're opened again talking
Second
about movies. I wonder how many people just turned it off. Welcome to Off Topic, episode number 10. Joining
10
you as
already,
always,
Jesus.
I'm your host, Michael, and we have...
I'm Jeremy.
I am Jack.
Trevor.
Yeah, just Trevor. That was just like a political thing. You said it and had... Yep.
Vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thumb is important.
Yeah.
Man, I
That's
look
too aggressive
I
with
look
the
extra
finger.
red today. I don't know what's
Yeah?
going on.
All
You're
drink-
sitting next to me.
I've been holding my breath
You're
this whole
extra
time.
jolly.
Okay, that's not as bad.
You've been drinking all that water.
I know.
Jack.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Man, going through it.
Hey, this episode sponsored by Weebly.
Ooh.
New sponsor.
All right.
Yeah. Weebly. Make your own website with Weebly.
Please do not fall down.
More on that later.
So how you been, Michael?
Well, I've been good, Jack. Thanks.
Let me-
I appreciate that, Jack.
Let me wait till you take a huge gulp of beer.
I've been fine since last week. You know,
Yeah.
here we are again.
Your mom's been in town?
Yeah. My mother was in town. Jeremy came over for dinner, which I
Ooh.
feel like I
Okay.
mentioned like here and there. We haven't like had it out. You
Yeah.
know, like that's what's great about this podcast. So you can mention something in a Let's Play, but especially when there's 4 other people talking, you're like, so last night. I fucking forget
Jeremy,
it.
get on.
Yeah.
All right, good night.
Forget it. Forget
Whatever,
it.
we'll sort it out later.
Yeah, my mother made. It's been great because like, I mean, our house isn't really that dirty. It's not like there's anything for her to clean while
Yeah.
I'm at home. I got the Roomba. That's great.
Nice.
But she just like looks for stuff to clean. Every day I go to work, she's like, got any laundry? Got any laundry? And I'm just like,
she needs her
I'm
fix.
fine. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like a
got?
drug
Yeah.
dealer. Like, oh, you got more of that
Yeah.
dirty stuff.
What are you playing at? Yeah,
one of
so
those
she's
towels.
like itching to make dinner every night. She made Swedish meatballs the other day, which were just fantastic.
So good.
They were so good. I haven't had that in forever. I'm kind of not upset by it, but like we came home yesterday, perfect example, and my mother made she made baked chicken in the
nice.
oven. She's like got this whole thing. She gets drumsticks and bakes it and blah 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 blah. And it's very similar to like deep fried chicken, but
Okay.
it's like a trick to bake it in the
Okay.
oven. It's just less fatty too and stuff like that. But it was really good. And we come home and we're eating it, and Lindsay's like, "Man, this is just like everything's been going great lately." You know, like coming home, this and that. And I was like, right, this doesn't count as that. She's leaving next week. Like, we're not gonna come home to
week
bake
later,
chicken.
she's gonna go, "What happened?
Yeah,
Why-
she's like,
where's the food that was
why does
there?
everything,
Why is everything
suck
dirty?
now?
It's like
Yeah.
Everything's filthy.
filthy,
Yeah, this house is a piece of shit now. Yeah, so
Food.
I'm enjoying it and already setting myself up for it. You know, like planning it, 2 weeks seems like forever. So just staying with me for 2 weeks after not living with my mother for like 5 years. But on the upside of cooking and everything, I was like, shit, she's only making like 4 more dinners. Like, I'm running out already.
Mom,
make
I need
this
leftovers. Just make twice as
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
Yeah, and
Start
she
loading up.
wants to. I'm gonna have before she goes some stuffed shells.
Nice.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Did she bring any like some Polish food from back
She
home?
brought. She didn't bring any actual food like meat or anything, but she packed a shitload of like spices and crap.
Nice.
She bought her own crap that she needed
Yeah.
to make.
So she
was
brought
just
her
like,
kitchen
Checked
with her.
a spice
Yeah.
cabinet.
So
on the
what's the
plane.
difference
Yeah.
between a normal meatball and a Swedish meatball?
Everything.
Well, okay.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I couldn't be the one to tell you because I didn't make it.
Okay.
But it's just like it's just like how you cook it and what sauces and stuff you
Okay.
use. Like she cooked it using mushroom soup, and that like bakes into it and stuff. I guess it's like texture and flavor
I
is
imagine it's just
is
the
what
spices or
determines
whatever.
Swedish meatball.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, she makes them better than IKEA.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've had the ones at IKEA. They're okay.
IKEA is like here's
Solid
it's like $2 for like a bag
Yeah.
of meatballs.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Jack
Like-
ripping
Look
it.
at this perfect, like,
Yeah, just
perfect example.
Dropping them in.
Lindsay does this shit all the time, and Jeremy and Kat were there to
Mm-hmm.
see it. They came over for dinner, and we're sitting there, we're eating dinner, we're talking about Swedish meatballs, and I said to Lindsay, because I thought before, like one time at IKEA, we were there years ago buying furniture, and I thought she said that she never had Swedish meatballs, and then we got it at IKEA, and I said, you still haven't had Swedish
Yeah,
meatballs,
yeah.
just so you know. But we were sitting there eating it, and I say to Lindsay, you've never had them, right? And she goes, nah, I've never had Swedish meatballs. And we're like, oh, okay. And then like 20 seconds later, she's like, yeah, my grandma used to make them all the time. and I go, did she just not feed them to you?
Yeah.
Like, what do you
Your
mean? You
grandma's
just
like,
said,
these aren't for
Yeah,
you.
you just said-
none for you.
you just
It's
said you didn't
wasp
have
smelling
them.
it. Yeah.
Just makes it and is like, oh, just dumps them like
Yeah.
this.
I remember,
Yeah.
remember Grandma had spent 5 hours making them and then feeding them to the cats.
Yeah.
You know? So
The pigeons in the park just
I'm
throwing
like,
meatballs to them.
I look at her and she
Yeah.
goes, didn't you just fucking say you didn't have any? What are you talking about? And
Yeah.
she's like, well, you know, like, I don't know if they were real, authentic. And I'd look at Jeremy, and I was like, she just said she didn't have them, right? And Jeremy's just like, it did sound like she said she didn't have them.
Sounded like
And then segued from not having them to my grandmother made them all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe
It was-
her
it was
grandma's
a
a
family
fraud.
Well, it was more as I found out, she was just like insulting her grandmother,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like-
she made meatballs. Bitch said they were Swedish.
I don't know. Mine.
I
don't know that
she
they
goes, I
were.
don't think I've had these before. She bites in, has that "That's So Raven" moment where she just remembers back to her childhood. He goes, "Oh, I've had them before."
Right, even then, Trevor, I'd be like,
A
oh,
memory
you know
was
what?
unlocked.
I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
I did have them. It's like, nope, never had them.
Nope, never had these.
Just like grandma.
Brand
He's
new
like,
flavor.
Mid bite when she said it, and he just went and looked over at me like that. He goes, and I was like, if you asked me 20 seconds ago, she had never had Swedish meatballs. Now I'm
like,
questioning it.
I'm
I
not
don't know
getting
what
in
to
the
believe
middle of
anymore.
it, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually, and I've come to already enjoy this with Jeremy's time in Achievement Hunter. That classic, like, you know, because the way our desks are set up, there's this side of the room and that side of the room. Like
Yeah, yeah.
me, Jeremy, and Gavin are on one side, and you, you, Brian, and Jeff are on the other. And plenty of moments that were like, you know, in a video where I'll just go like this. And just look at Jeremy, just because something's happening. And it was that at my dinner table to Denise, where I was just like, it's like life imitates art and vice versa. If you call what we do art, I wouldn't, but the catchphrase does.
Life imitates job.
Yeah, life imitates sitting
Yeah,
at a
work.
desk at work, looking at the guy next to you, who then comes to your house for dinner at night and sits next to you, and you look at him in the
In
same
that moment,
way.
same happens.
That
Yeah.
doesn't roll off the tongue as easy.
It doesn't,
as
but I
life
finished it.
imitates
I
art.
got through it.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, we should mention, like, new shirt.
Yeah.
New Achievement Hunter shirt, right? I'll turn towards the camera. Look at that. Got like a sweet emblem going on. That's in the stores now, so
Yeah.
check that out if you want it. And also, you may or may not have noticed, is the poster behind me, the no cursing poster, and then the sausage fest over there. Those are actually slightly bigger. Those are now real posters sold in the store.
Hey,
So
hey.
if you'd like
Jeremy,
one,
when'd you get so blurry?
yeah, Jeremy, get in focus.
Come on.
If you'd like one,
Oh, I'm in focus.
go to roosterteeth.com/store or whatever website. There's like a million ways to get there.
Store.roosterteeth.com.
That's another way to
or
get there.
roosterteeth.com/store.
$12
$12.
because they're tiny.
Is that for both or for just one?
For
of them?
one.
Okay.
For one. Jack, please.
But-
we
so-
have to make money.
So it's 1 for 12 or 2 for 24.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, yeah.
That's absolutely
So
correct.
you might save
That's-
on shipping
That's
that way,
actually
though.
it's two for $23.90.
Oh, shit.
Jack, they're only $11.95. That's under $12.
Oh, my God.
Save your nickels, kids.
So if you buy 100, it's like you're saving $5.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well as buy 100.
I pitched it. They haven't listened yet. That we should get like the gas station thing going in the store, where it's like and 9/10
Oh, yeah.
on the stuff. It really sells it. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna buy it if you went that whole cent over, but the fact that you pulled it back 1/10 of a cent, I'll buy it.
But
in.
we round up anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Just
that's
have
it.
someone with
Yeah.
bowl cutters and pennies, like cutting 1/10 of it
Sends
off.
him just
There you
little
go.
shards of copper. Like, ah.
I'm gonna get more beer. I started
Go for it.
low today.
Man, so I was in Vegas this
Yeah, you
past
were.
weekend. That was a lot of fun. I had one of my it's funny because I love Vegas. I go to Vegas like once or twice a year. Like
Right.
I just go out there. I love gambling. It's a lot of fun. Like you
got a problem,
Be
Jack.
responsible. You know, I take what I can spend. And that's it. When I'm done, I'm done. And this time, the reason why I went is because I bought Katie tickets to go see Bo Burnham in
Right.
Vegas, and it was his last show of his current tour, his Make Happy tour.
It is fucking funny.
Fantastic. And so we did that, and then we went to the Valley Fire State Park in Nevada, which was great, a lot of fun. All of that was fantastic. The Vegas part of Vegas was terrible.
Yeah, you said you hated your
It was-
hotel.
the hotel was just bad. Like I was unlucky in gambling, and then like at one point, like we just had a shit night gambling, and so we're like, okay, we'll grab a drink at the bar, and then go up to the room. Went to the bar, and the guy made a rum and coke, and it was like half the size of this, and it was just like rum and then coke, and just filled it up. It's like a splash, and then filled it up. And Katie's like, there's no alcohol in here. And I was like, oh, I'm like, hey man, can you like maybe remake it or something? There's no alcohol. And he's like, oh, it's automatic, so I can't control
Oh,
it.
weird.
And I'm like,
God.
really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, remake it anyway. He's like,
Yeah.
Then can you automatically
automatically
put two in?
Yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say,
And
can
he's
you automatically
he's
just
like,
ram
okay,
on it?
fine.
Just-
And then he like poured half the glass full of rum and then poured coke on
So he
top.
hacked
And I'm
the
like,
system
like,
for you.
you're clearly lying. And he was all pissy. $12 for that fucking drink. $12
That
for this little
sucks.
shit. It was bad.
Is it while you were gambling, or what were you?
No, it's just like it was at the bar, so
Oh,
like
okay.
I knew I was gonna pay, but it was like
Yeah.
$12 for that. Anyway, 'cause, like I could have sat down at the slot machine like at the bar, put in
Right.
like $1, and
Right,
then,
and
like,
then you just get free drinks.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
Why
just
even
like-
go to Vegas?
Yeah,
The alcohol
honestly.
sucks.
So-
Gambling's bad.
Anyway, Bo
Prostitutes
Burnham,
are all sick.
amazing. Bo Burnham was amazing, and Yeah, so his show apparently his show is going to come out on like Netflix or whatever pretty
Awesome.
soon.
Just like
because
what,
he's
right?
wrapped up his tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's up there already, and then Words, which is his previous show, is up
Yeah.
on YouTube as well.
I thought that was. I only knew that as his album. Like
Yeah.
he had an album, musical
Yeah.
thing.
So
Yeah. I didn't know
anyway,
that was a show.
dude's fantastic.
I never like watched or listened to Bo Burnham before I met Lindsay because she was a fan. She introduced me to him, and she listened to a bunch of like his CDs or whatever, you know, in the car and stuff like that. And she had a poster of him signed by him that she got somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah.
I don't know if she actually met him or it was just like a signed poster that she got. I'm not sure, but she had it, and we never really hung it up. And it was at her apartment. And then she moved in with me, and it was at our apartment. And then we moved into the second apartment, and it was there. And then finally moving into the house, like this thing was in the garage forever. And we were talking about like moving all our posters and stuff like that. And she's got the signed poster, and we're like,
Don't look him in the eyes.
And we're like, I'm like, oh, well, you know, what do you want to do? Oof.
No one even saw what happened.
No one
Yeah.
Jeff put his finger in Jack's water, and the worst part is you don't know where that finger has been.
yeah,
He drank Trevor's beer.
yeah.
Put his finger in Jack's water.
I'm more worried
give you
about
a-
his finger than
I'll give
his
you one
mouth.
guess. Rhymes with Mavin Free.
Ooh, he's back?
Yeah, well,
I
he
just
didn't,
don't watch.
he didn't say it was today,
enough.
Jared.
Yeah, it just happens enough that it stays.
Yeah.
Say it was today.
He's coated with Gavin
It
Free.
just stays.
But
yeah.
we're moving in the house. I'm like, what do you want to do with You're done with it. It's like, what do you want to do with this Bo Burnham poster? And she's like, you know, just throw it out.
What?
And I was like, are you like, it's signed. You're like a big fan. Like, you don't want to save it. And she's like, I used to listen to him and blah, 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 but I haven't really lately. I'll just scrap it. And then like 2 months later, she's like, probably shouldn't have thrown away that poster. Yeah, she just fucking threw it away.
Jesus Christ! I've got a stack of about 100 movie posters.
Give me
that
it.
I
I'll
haven't-
throw them away.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just shredded
Toss
at
them
your
on
house.
over. Yeah, no,
like-
I think she just literally may have thrown it in the dumpster.
Just put on eBay
at
or
the
something.
apartment
Like
complex.
someone
It
will
was
buy
just like,
that.
Thanks, Bo.
That's what I'm
I really enjoyed my childhood with you. Yeah.
Guys,
Yo.
I can't be on the podcast today.
Yeah?
Just let you know.
You want to pull up a chair
Really
and not do the
can't,
podcast?
Okay, dude, you're not gonna suck me in like you normally
we
do.
got,
I'm not gonna let you do
we
that.
got you last time.
Yeah,
Dude,
we
I
sucked
will-
him in by he just walked up and sat
We
down.
sucked him in by
yeah.
having the bar, okay?
I will
Every week.
say, I wish you would watch Always Sunny.
I know, I
still
know,
have to
I
see that new
know, I
one.
know. I
it
know,
up.
but he doesn't care about you, Trevor.
Well,
I'm like,
He just reminded me.
Yeah.
This is my life in the office
he's,
of like
yeah,
trying
he's
to
been
join
bitching
in.
about it, and I
Yeah.
know.
you.
I told Lindsay 2 days in a row, like, I'm gonna get in trouble. I have to watch it.
I have to do my homework.
And she's like, I don't want to watch it without her, but I'm gonna. Tonight, well, it's already Friday. Shit. I told her I might buy it and watch it at work somehow. If it's
You
on
could,
iTunes.
you could watch it again with
It's
her.
on my DVR. Jeff, I'm gonna have to.
It's
at
on
this
the
point.
FX app, right?
That's what I do.
You can get that on your.
I do that
I
shit
don't
with
think it is though.
Yeah, that's how I watched the last
Really?
one. Yeah.
You have to
Sometimes
buy it on the FX app?
no,
Well,
it's
if you-
available like the next day probably.
Yeah, and if you have a subscription
After this podcast.
Yeah, whatever.
We're not.
We have to
working.
pay for a subscription.
I'll drunkenly kind of watch it.
Or if you have it on TV already, you just use your like Time Warner account.
Look
or
at him
whatever.
talking.
Yeah,
Little dude. He's
Trevor's
like,
going.
"Hey."
Lot of
That works.
comments like, you
Strike
know,
out time.
Trevor needs to talk more on the podcast. Trevor, go for it.
What's up?
Period. Moving on.
Done.
What's,
Let
Some
Trevor
good,
talk.
Good talking.
Let
right
him
there.
talk.
Yeah.
Tell us every little thing.
Tell us all the little things.
What's been going on with you, Trevor?
How's your personal
people know the least about you.
Yeah. What were your
Out of everyone
hobbies,
here.
Trevor?
My hobbies?
Yeah, how
Like,
old
what
are
do
your
you- when
parents?
you're
what are their
not-
first in line?
What's your
Jesus.
What's your weird sex
Yeah.
thing?
It's like
Like Gavin likes golden
it's like
showers.
15 of my like girlfriend's
For
dad.
him.
Yeah. Your girlfriend's 15. Is that what you said?
No, it's like 15 of my girlfriend's dad. Like, what do you do in your personal life? What's your hobbies? What's your
15 girlfriends.
I met one of them.
Wait,
She's
what?
nice.
Trevor's like, my point's not going to get
yeah.
across.
When you add them all up, they're legal.
Boy, howdy. Boy, howdy. I'm glad you're on that end.
That's some Indiana right there.
You don't want a dude hugging you that's saying that.
Yeah.
They'll be illegal together.
Jack's immune to it. I imagine Jack is much like my mother is with me. It just bounces off.
This guy right here,
Yeah,
so
oh, yeah.
used to it.
Oh, yeah.
love this guy.
yeah.
Started achievement over this guy.
Yeah.
Remember that Rainbow Six Xbox?
7.5 years ago. God damn.
All right, well,
We're getting old.
Yeah, you guys.
I wouldn't
are
drink
old.
something, but you put your fucking finger in my
Drink. Drink, Jeffy.
Where my finger's been?
Yeah, that's why I'm not drinking.
It's actually really telling that you came and did that, and you even said where your finger's been. So like, watch out for Gavin's credit today. it's oddly appropriate.
Oh, right, we came up with a
extremely
Gavin credit.
appropriate. Yeah.
Did you guys talk about
We're talking about the new shirt.
you got a
New
you got
shirt
all cut up, huh?
posters?
You cat
You
scratching
got
it?
cut
Oh,
up.
yeah. You can see my fucking hand. Look at this shit. Like I don't know if you can see. Like you got
You got some
four there.
boo-boos. You got some
can see.
boo-boos on your hand.
Plenty of foam
when you
in
get-
that,
you
they'll
can't,
fix
but-
it
Fighting
later.
his animals.
When you get a
Jesus.
kitten, I see him muck it. Anyway, when you get a kitten, they tear you up pretty rough.
Yeah, you
So.
can't see shit.
So,
But you got
If we
boo-boos.
got your kids.
Boo-boos,
Speaking of-
yeah.
Yeah.
speaking of cats, I
fights.
got some distressing news.
What's that?
Oh yeah, what's up? What's up?
Made an appointment to take my cat to the vet
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
yesterday, and realized she's gone.
What?
She
What?
I let her out day before yesterday to go in the morning. She eats breakfast and then she goes out for her morning cat jog, and then when I come home from work, she comes in for dinner, and then that's our day together. And I let her
Quality
out.
time.
Might bite
I let
you
her
a
out
little bit.
Wednesday morning, and she has not come home. She's never missed 2 meals.
Maybe
in a
she'll
row.
meet you at the vets.
Yeah, maybe
She
she's
made the
there.
appointment.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
You
fucking-
she'll come
I'm
home
pretty
with cat
heartbroken
babies.
about it.
Yeah,
How long
not
have you had that cat?
Like 4 years, 3 years.
Wow.
not
A
to
long time.
like be insensitive, but have you checked
I
the
had
local
to do
car
that.
washes? Maybe
Or
I've driven the neighborhood.
see
I've
if
looked.
anybody left
I've
anything.
looked. I've looked for.
around.
That's the worst
I've
thing you
looked
can do
for
is
street
drive.
stains.
yeah.
Shit behind the wheel.
Found it.
Yeah, they're
Dude, there were like midnight last night, right as I was going to bed, 2 cats fucking having it out, like right outside my house. Like I couldn't tell if it was one cat being eaten or if it was actually 2 cats. So they were either 2 cats fighting or they were banging.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Listen,
banging.
my mother goes, the cats were probably just having sex, and I'm like, one of them was probably having sex. One of them was getting raped. I imagine that's what it sounded like.
One of them was getting sexed.
Yeah, it was
Having it and
harrowing.
getting it.
I told Lindsay this morning because she didn't hear it last night, and it was one of those like, better not mention it, because like that's just not gonna be. It's not my cat. There's no point in telling her about it.
Yeah.
I tell her this morning, literally, she goes, "You didn't go outside and check?" Yeah, I ran into the streets at midnight for someone
Where
else's
is it?
cat.
Tom, put on a condom.
It is fire flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is mating season, which I thought briefly maybe that's why my cat disappeared. Although we melon balled her a long time ago, so
Right.
why she doesn't have the.
They
why
get
would
around
she?
that sometimes though.
Yeah.
Like, we got our dog, snipped that off, and then like it was rare, and he never humped anything, which was great because
Oh,
also
yeah,
he was
thanks.
like 180 pounds. But
Gus.
every now and then the little dick would come out, like
Oh, yeah?
like on a dog,
Get a
it's
little
like that
happy?
little like sausage,
yeah,
you
you
know,
turn a
and-
lipstick
and,
to it.
and
Yeah.
it's like that little pink thing pops out, and it's like, hey, you got no balls, put it away, put it away. He was pretty good about
Gets
it.
excited.
And you go,
God,
oh, okay.
my neighbor is actually the mother of my dog because it was my neighbor's dog.
Gave birth to
Not
it.
Gave
neighbor.
birth.
birth to a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, my neighbor
Just a
wasn't the
human
mother.
lady?
No, it was a dog.
So a dog owned the next house.
yeah,
that was
it
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really fascinating. But
Oh,
my
that's
neighbor,
true, Michael.
my neighbor owned the dog. Who was the mother of my
Add
dog.
another litter.
And my friend who lived there, he was a year older than me. It was his sister who had the dog, his older sister. She obviously wasn't fixed or anything. Countless times he would come home from school and the dog would be sitting on his bed and he's like, "Get off the bed, get out of my room." Like 130-pound Rottweiler, get off the bed, and just sheets covered in blood.
Oh.
Like that happened all the time.
Like dog got a knife fight.
No, like vagina blood, like from the dog.
Yeah, they'll do that.
All over the place, and it's something that I'd never dealt with because like I got a female dog when I was 5, but she was like fixed immediately as soon as we got her, and then every dog I got after that was immediately fixed. So I never
Yeah.
had never once grew up with like dogs fucking each other or like coming all over the place.
You ever
or-
see-
or
Missed out, my
bleeding.
friend.
Yeah.
I avoided all of it.
ever see
So
when
to
you
see
know-
that is like
When 2 dogs will fuck, and then the boy dog has a penis, his dick will
sometimes
swell
they're
up,
both boy dogs.
and they get
a lot
stuck.
of times.
And then there was for 2 days in my neighborhood, there were 2 dogs that had sex and they got stuck together and they got flipped around so they were facing the other way. And they just walked around the neighborhood like that and nobody could get close enough to them because they were both incredibly uncomfortable. And so you was just like, you'd see them, you'd be like, oh, there goes the dogs that are stuck together again. And then eventually
Like a week
the
later.
swelling subsided and they were fine. But,
Eventually, Jeff got in his car and he's like, "Who's gonna take care of her, or I will?"
yeah,
We'll get one of
I
them.
can fix this. I know this. Anyway, find my cat.
Yeah, sure.
right,
Hey,
all right, keep
well,
an eye out.
keep an eye out.
Is that Pearl
Is
or
that
what was-
Ruby?
Opal.
Opal.
Or, I mean,
Opal.
oh, God, no, Opal died a long time ago.
Ruby?
Ruby.
Or egg?
Okay, Ruby.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Ruby,
Okay,
yeah.
Ruby. Gotcha.
The
Gavin
irony
called
is,
it egg.
Millie wanted to get a kitten. Millie got a kitten for Christmas, but we told her she couldn't get the kitten. I'm leaving. Couldn't get the kitten until
his glass
until we
down.
took the pets to the vet because the dog needed surgery. Took care of that.
Yeah.
Made the appointment to take the cat to the vet.
Yeah.
Cat disappears. Now she can't get a kitten.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
Can't have a
brutal.
cat until our cat we either find our cat's body or I don't know. We get a call from her.
It's
It's like I'm not coming back.
shocking that since the Australia episode, you've got another cat story. Like, you got this story since then.
I know.
Like everything you told
Not
there.
a good story though. It's just
everything-
like my cat dis a
It's
fucking
not
beard.
great,
And my
but-
cat does this straight. She
Dis a
doesn't leave the
fucking
yard
beard.
Yeah.
unless it's with us.
Everything you said there was like, this is awful, but at least this was like forever ago. Besides, like, Jeff was a young lad.
this is recent.
Like, this is
Like,
terrible
this
now.
was
happening
like,
right now.
So after that Australia podcast, I started thinking, I got a cat.
Why doesn't it get lost?
I'm sure you can tell. I'm pretty.
Oh, yeah,
seem
yeah.
very
You're
distraught.
devastated.
Distraught.
Devastated.
I miss my cat.
Okay. If anybody's seen it,
Don't get me wrong. The cat's a fucking piece of shit.
it's a real piece of shit.
I hate that cat.
Congratulations,
but it's still
though,
my
if you've
cat.
seen it.
Yeah.
You now own Jeff's cat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I even been like, I'm gonna put flyers up.
Wow, really?
Are you?
That's how much I care.
Damn,
Have you been on
dude.
Next
Is that how
Door?
much
You
you
put it
care?
up there
That's
and everything?
Yeah.
Nice.
how much Griffin and Millie care. They're gonna make.
So
you-
what's the
Millie goes. Griffin cares a lot because Griffin and the cat get along. Millie goes. She's probably dead. And Griffin goes, "Excuse me?" She goes, I'm just being realistic. Cat's probably dead. It's time to move on.
So are you putting?
And Griffin's like,
Jeez.
Griffin's like, you're a sociopath. Like, you're not getting another cat. You're a serial killer.
The question is-
like, well, I mean, I'm upset. I'm totally upset. But the cat was kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Are you putting a reward out for the cat?
We'll see. I'm just a cat.
We'll see how it goes.
A signature.
Yeah. I'm even checking like Town Link Animal Shelter and
You might
stuff.
want
Yeah.
to check Millie's
I actually care.
closet.
Yeah.
I actually
got a
don't care.
box.
Okay,
Cat
just
size
making
mouse.
I look,
sure.
I
Any
look for
freshly
any
dug
like
dirt,
yeah,
you know?
freshly yeah. Any,
Going
yeah.
back to the
disturbed
sociopath.
dirt.
Is the cat chipped? Does it have a collar?
The cat has a collar, but it's a breakaway collar, and it breaks away a lot. So last time I saw her,
no,
she had a
Dad.
collar.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
that, but it breaks off like once a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bought her like 4
And
different
it's about
ones.
that-
And
it's
I would
about
get her
that
like,
time
I'd
of
say
week,
fuck
yeah.
it and get her a normal one and screw the breakaway because they come off too easily.
Yeah.
But our neighbor,
Straight.
got cat story.
Okay.
They had
right.
a cat that they fucking loved like a baby.
Oh,
like,
no.
oh, you're my little child.
Big
and
mistake.
one day, went in the backyard, and that cat's collar got stuck on the fence, and it was just swinging.
Oh.
Snapped its neck.
Oh,
And
God.
I had to get away. And so we have not used normal collars. We've only used breakaway collars since then because that was fucked up.
Can I just say-
And
Jeff.
you know what was really sad?
Go away.
I had to go to a cat funeral.
More things die the longer
cat
you're
I
here.
had to say stuff about the cat because they were fucking upset. It was really. I'm not even trying
He's
to. Make
gonna
fun of it.
remember
It was a
another
bad- it was
cat
a sad
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
It
heartbreaking
is.
thing.
It's heartbreaking.
You killed a cat walking over
But
here,
you
didn't
don't.
you?
No. But
Dude, I knew
I'll
this
tell you one
cat
thing
while
right
I
now.
worked at the meat
You
grinder
don't
factory. You'll never guess it. Like,
You don't want to see a cat. Like you don't want to see a cat lynched. It's not.
Oh.
It's fucking
no,
terrible.
no, you don't.
And I will say the best and worst part of that story, and why I love this podcast, is Jeff acting it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
there's
swinging in place.
Yeah.
You really
just
can't
hanging
get-
on the side of my fence.
You
And
just can't get that across in a Let's Play.
she was so upset. She was like, "You got to take the fence down." And I was like,
Huh?
What?
"All right."
That fence just kills cats, man. It's just
It's a cat killer.
found the
Didn't
cat?
do
He
it.
adds hooks to it, you know?
We saw it at like the same time.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, "Is that a?" And then I heard screaming.
That's so
There's another
sad.
cat with a
Terrible
black
story.
hood on next to it. Committed crimes.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to lighten the mood about a hanged
Yeah,
cat.
with,
man.
with,
that's
with,
Jesus,
with an
you're a monster.
executioner coming.
Jeremy had to take it dark. Anyway, guys, I gotta get back to work. I can't be on the podcast today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
right, thanks,
I'm
guys.
not gonna leave though. I'm gonna stand over here. I'm gonna
Okay. Hey, check out
But
our
don't
new.
talk. You don't have to talk to me.
I won't talk to you past this point though, but check out our new poster.
The posters.
Oh, are they in?
Yeah. That's an official poster you can buy in the store.
buy this in the
Rooster.com/store.
Right now.
What store would I go to?
Store.rooster.com or Rooster.com/store.
Either one works. Either one works, man. Those URLs, we got them all.
I think it's roosterteeth.com/store.
I think either one works.
Either one. Oh,
Do they both work?
I know
me
for a
try it.
fact roosterteeth.com/store works.
If only I
use
had
it
the
all
internet
time.
in my pocket right now.
I also, whenever I want to check the store, I go to Google and I type RT store because I'm lazy, and that's the first result. So you can do that too.
There you go.
There's no retweet store, so it's not really
You
a
can
problem.
get there if you want to get there.
Yeah, you type
right.
Rooster Teeth.
Store.rooster.com. Look, it even says right there.
Click on it.
Okay, he's testing it.
There we
It's
go.
testing it. Okay, it
All
works.
right, you go to.
It works.
As I was saying, store.roosterteeth.com. or
Laser Team,
roosterteeth.com/store.
Ruby,
It's whatever you
Cheetah
whatever you
Hunter.
prefer.
Let's see what we can
Those
buy.
Go to
guys?
roosterteeth.com and hit the store
you
link.
can
Oh,
buy
look right
that
there.
thing.
The top of
first
it right
thing that
now.
came in.
You can buy
I don't know
this
if you can
shirt
see it.
I'm wearing right now.
Oh,
wait, look at
can't
he's practicing.
believe
Check
it.
Oh,
That's
that's
my, look at my phone. It looks just like a phone. Oh, there we go.
Is
There
it the
you go.
cursing and foul language one as well?
Oh
Yeah, they're both
Sure,
there.
when did you
See,
become a
there's the
phone?
two of them right there.
They're sold separate.
Look how small they are. They're bigger than this
I
when you
hope
order
people
them.
will buy them. How much are they?
They
$12
are
bucks?
$9.95
$10 each. $9.95 each. All right.
Wait, what?
No,
How much are they?
they're $9.95.
Oh my god!
They said the wrong
April.
price.
No, it was that price when I checked. Maybe
Oh,
they're
they
like
already
marked
gone
off or
down.
something.
Oh shit, they're dropping in price. Buy
Oh
multiples.
shit! Maybe
making a liar out of
we
you.
didn't sell enough since the beginning of the podcast. Jeff, Jesus Christ!
thing moves.
I saw him lean, and the whole set just
Oh
went
my
backwards.
god.
So the thing about the set is it's on wheels, and I'm assuming they unlock
most
them
bars.
when it's.
We're not
in
actually in a
place.
bar.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
shut up.
Spoiler.
Oh, sorry, the whole bar's on wheels.
There you go. That makes more sense.
They actually just roll us
Hey, hot
into a
dog.
bar.
Yeah, somebody found it. I was excited, and that's also a great segue.
You're
I'm
not
not
talking
talking.
to
I'm not talking to you, but this is also a great segue. Don't worry, I didn't spill it. We have like 3 Laser Team shirts now in Hot Topic.
Oh yeah,
In
hey.
physical stores being
pretty
sold.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're actually all unique shirts that aren't sold in our store.
Yeah, yeah. I will say, so I go into Hot Topic occasionally because they have records in there and like they have
cool
exclusive
cover,
stuff you
good
can only
cover.
buy.
What are you, a 15-year-old goth girl?
I am a
Hey, don't talk to
15-year-old
me.
goth
Don't talk
girl.
to me.
They had Sublime's first album in there. It was like the only place you could buy it. So anyway, but
Maybe that tells you
they have like T-shirt wall and they have like what do you want to see, and like every time I've gone in, it's been like Rooster Teeth, Ruby, Achievement Hunter, like written on
You
the
keep
on the
writing
wall.
it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
I went in every single time and wrote.
Sir, you have to
×1.
leave. Oh, my kid's here somewhere.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's cool
It's,
that we have stuff in there.
It's cool. They have the. They're all like kind of like shirts we already have, but they're
Yeah, yeah.
modified. Like they have the Didia shirt, and then under that it says Laser Team. They have a different Laser Team shirt that has like the 4 pieces on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have the shirt where they're in bubbles across, and this is like a square
Yeah.
quadrant. And then I think they just have like another generic like Laser Team, some sort of logo Laser Team shirt. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Went and saw Laser Team again, The Draft House. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Cool.
That's the first time I
He's in it.
I
He's
saw
in
the
it.
I saw the
You're in it,
festival
yeah.
cut, which is a
Basically
little
the
bit different
star.
from like when it came out. Like
yeah, that was like 5 months ago.
yeah. So like when it first, I saw the premiere in Austin at the Paramount for Fantastic Fest, and then hey Jeff, how you doing, man?
Not in the podcast.
No, he's not in.
He's
not
back
in.
there killing cats.
He's back there working.
And so like seeing the new version, I was like, oh okay, cool. Like
It's different.
really good.
Yeah.
So I think the theatrical version, which is the YouTube Red version,
Right.
is it flowed a little quicker for me. I think it felt like it just moved a little.
Hopefully
faster
that's why
or
they
something.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't just
So-
like, I don't know, it's a different movie now. I
Yeah.
don't know. Also, good you dropped that, Jack, fucking premiering on YouTube Red, February 10th.
There you go, February
That's
10th.
soon.
That's
That's next week.
So 5 days
Monday,
from today.
Tuesday, something like that.
Let's see here, 6, 7, and so Wednesday, next Wednesday.
I was one day
There we go.
off.
So go check it out.
sign up for
Hey,
it.
Jeff's still
Watch it.
here, everybody.
Yeah.
not here.
It's Jeff.
Look at Jeff.
Just watching the
Just
podcast.
got here.
You know what I was just thinking about?
Rumor
I
has
come to
it.
this bar a lot.
Yeah, it's good. Rumor has it, you
Yeah.
get a 30-day free trial on that YouTube Red.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
that's right,
watch Laser
dude.
Team.
If you have YouTube Red, you can actually download YouTube videos onto your phone.
That's actually
which is
Gavin was
huge.
You can watch offline, I
Gavin,
assume, right?
Gavin
Yeah, yeah.
did that during some filming of Laser Team.
Oh, really?
For reshoots.
Guys, I'm not on the podcast.
Uh-huh.
I just want to jump in real fast. I also heard if you sign up for what is it, YouTube Red?
That's
Yeah.
what it's called, yep.
For 30 days for free, you become a card-carrying communist.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The red scare.
Different kind
Got
of
that going
red.
for you too.
Different kind of red.
But it's free.
It's free for the first 30 days.
Normally there's a membership fee
Yeah.
there.
I don't know what the actual cost for the membership is, but
I don't know. I'm not paying for
totally
it.
worth it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Laser Team.
Hey. So you know what I was
get
just
the
thinking
YouTube
about?
What were you
Tell
just
me.
thinking
Because
about?
I looked at Jeff and I was thinking about kittens.
As one does.
So if a cat has multiple kittens, you call it a litter, right?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
litter of kittens.
Yeah, yeah.
But cats pee in litter.
Yes.
So that's the equivalent
They
of
pee-
if you had twins, that would be a toilet of humans. Right?
I guess.
Yeah,
That's
I
what was
mean,
just going through my brain.
generally, I mean, it's a litter box, but you are correct. You pour the litter in the box. People just generally say litter box,
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that
box.
helps. It's like
But they're like
differentiate
shitting
it.
it. So it's like toilet water of humans.
Fan
Yeah,
art.
yeah.
Toilet
See a
water.
someone
toilet of
box full
humans.
of kittens with
someone
cat
say
names
that?
on it.
That angle's so awesome because it's just,
It's like Jack's got a second head sometimes.
Oh, there it is.
What are you guys doing over there? You guys-
It's like
come to
you
this
got-
bar office.
He's like that guy at the bar that just eavesdrops and like just
Yeah.
yells his way in. He's like, no!
Like that fucking
gotta
guy
go
in
to
New
the-
York.
Oh my God.
That fucking pizza guy in New York who's like, hey, like look at me. You wouldn't think I'm
and
a
he
star.
follows
What do you
around
think?
the
I bet you're wondering why I'm wearing this suit. Nope. Nuh-uh. No. Dude, there's a guy.
Wear a suit. We're in fucking downtown New York.
There's a fucking
Wear a suit.
guy in his underwear playing the guitar right outside in the middle of Times Square. I'm not wondering why a guy in New York City is wearing a fucking suit. No.
Cowboy.
Yeah,
Let me
Nick
tell you.
Cowboy.
Like a cowboy.
I just left it broad in
Jesus.
case people didn't know who the Naked Cowboy was. I'm saying to you guys, not anyone else.
Man, I rewatched all the AH Adventures, the Odd Adventures from
Odd
last year.
Adventures.
We went on a lot of trips last year, man.
Last year was the only year we did it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we
it's
started
like-
it last
We got some
year.
good stuff out of that.
It was good
So-
until Jeff destroyed that hotel.
yeah, he's real asshole.
Savage animal idiot.
Right?
Real jerk.
My favorite thing about that, like post that video and then us talking about people overreacting about it, was I think it was during RTX Australia. I want to say it was.
Yeah.
I retweeted it. Somebody said something along the lines of like, at RTX Australia, super excited, trash in my hotel room, like I learned from Jeff. And it's a video where the guy literally is just filming. He picks up a controller off the counter, literally bends down and like
Sets
drops it 1 inch off the ground onto the floor, and that's the whole video.
That's about right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that guy got the joke.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's the question, though: if Jeff could have gotten that iron out the window, would he have dropped it? I have a feeling he may have done it by accident. Like, oh shit,
No.
shit, you know?
I think
Accident.
Because he got very close.
He got
a
very
couple times.
close. I think like at the last when he was jiggling it, it did open, and Jeff saw like, oh, I'm gonna kill someone. I guess I'll pull it back in. And I feel like that's why he decided, I'll just dangle the cord out the window.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he threw the cord out. I did think 100% he was gonna throw your jacket out the window.
Yeah.
Because he like threw it, and it was kind of like uncoiling as it went out, and at the last second he just like grabbed the sleeve and pulled it back in. But especially because I think it was like a work jacket, or whether
No,
it
it's
was
my jacket I
Well,
wear,
whether it was
yeah.
or not, it's you. So I'm sure he wouldn't give a shit about throwing your jacket
Yeah,
out
yeah,
the window.
exactly.
There's definitely
If
lines.
there was a kitten in there, man, that kitten's fucked. It's right out the window.
He goes, if I grab it, I do. If I don't,
There you
Oh,
go.
there's
Yeah,
the
pretty
video.
much. Yes, this is Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, quote unquote, trashing the room.
Politely, almost flinging stuff out the window.
He took him 3 tries to throw a
Oh,
pencil
look
out
at that!
the
Look at
window.
that remote.
No, that was
a
but that
pencil.
wasn't the remote. They cut. That was a pencil, or he also threw 2.
Oh, that's the iron.
Like what are they called?
Yeah, like
earplugs. Yeah, like the
yeah.
foam earplugs.
Nope, see, iron doesn't
Picked
fit.
it all up.
Yeah, he picked it up. He literally actually found the pencil later.
Yeah.
I imagine-
Oh, there it is.
It made
I
it
just
into the stream.
Yeah.
'Cause I threw it in my pocket, and then when we were on stage, I was like, oh, like Gavin, show him what we're gonna do. And I had the pencil, and Gavin broke it, or he almost didn't break it, but then he,
He tried
broke it.
really hard.
But yeah, so that pencil from the Siege Day live stream is the same pencil that Jeff threw out the window.
We tracked the pencil.
Speaking of Gavin, you're saying like not being able to break the pencil. That Laser Team shirt, the one that has
The one that's not out yet.
it's not out yet.
Yeah, but you can. I'm
But-
sure you can plug
There's
it.
a shirt coming out at some point that has the full soldier on it with the whole thing
Oh,
on. But
yeah.
It's like it looks like a schematic drawing,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like blueprints almost
Like-
of the hero in the suit.
Yeah.
And there's like stats and stuff.
Michael brings it in and he goes, "This, look how fucking skinny this guy is. It's based off Gavin. Like to the
Yeah.
person, and it's based off Gavin. So he's super skinny and everything." And I go, "Oh, his shoulders are they're pretty bulky shoulders." And Michael goes, "Funny enough, one thing in that body not based off of Gavin, it's Colton's shoulders."
It's like tiny little legs.
Yeah.
Just imagine now, yeah.
Tiny
Gavin's
little
body,
arms
but
and his
Colton's
But
giant
it's funny. I
shoulders.
mean, like he looks thin, and it's like, look at Gavin in Laser Team. He's like, "Oh," he's like this thin.
Yeah.
But like even in the photo or even in the shirt, I know for a fact that they had Gavin's shoulders. They're like down. You know what I mean? He's just like, foop. That's it. It's
Yeah.
like torso to head. So it's like Gavin's frame, and then just like shoulders
Like
out like that.
shoulders,
like
yeah.
yeah, it looks like Gavin went to the gym and only worked out his shoulders for 6 months.
like,
just doing
He
was just doing
like
shoulder
chest presses,
press.
just-
Beefy.
oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
But
So all
then
he
his
was
legs
doing.
are like so thin.
He falls over and he can't
Yeah.
get his legs just kind of.
Try, like, how can I use my shoulder to get me up? Yeah. So should I tell my secret about Laser Team?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Everyone's been asking me where is my scene in Laser Team.
Yeah.
So I went and saw the movie in the theater. Funny story, my scene got cut from the movie. Another funny story, my scene was never shot in
Right,
the
you're
movie.
not-
So
you're
I
not.
was never in the movie.
Okay.
So
Never.
those of you who have been like, trying so desperately to find me in the movie, I'm not actually in the movie. Thank you for playing along though. Maybe Laser Team 2. I'll be
My
there, so.
my favorite part of someone saying it was you, and I don't even know if it was a joke at that point,
Yeah, yeah.
was one of the scenes when it's like a hospital scene and there are X-rays on,
Oh, yeah.
on like that light, you know, where they
just
put
a
it up on
skull.
that clip. It was a skull. And somebody circled it and they're like, guys, I'm pretty sure this
Found
is
him.
Jack.
Got him.
But I don't know if it was a joke or not.
Yeah. Skull with a
If it
beard
was a
would be
joke,
awesome.
Yeah, just a
really
fluffy-
funny.
Yeah.
If not Jack.
But like during like when Ed's doing the news thing, like tweets are popping up like, oh, that's Jack. I'm like, no, that's absolutely not me at all. And like, oh, do you do the voice of this? Or like, were you the guy in the costume at the end? I was like, no, not
You're
me.
the guy at the office.
Yeah.
Filming.
Yeah,
while Laser Team was being
I was the
shot.
one working, trying to produce content. So
There's a-
anyway.
There's
So-
a lot of cameos in that movie. Not
There are.
everybody. I mean, still not everybody in the company, but there's a crap load.
I should say real quick. So like I was offered like a walk-on little cameo thing, but the weekend they were gonna do it, they were like, oh, you know, we're gonna have you come up this weekend. You can film your bit. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to Australia this weekend. And they were
Right.
like, oh, well, we'll just do it the next weekend. Then I'm like, cool. Still gonna be in Australia. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll sort it out. And then it's
Let's sort it out.
Yeah. Then everything
Sort it
got
out by
so
just
busy
cutting
that
it
I was
out.
just like, yeah,
Easy.
okay. And like I'm sure if at some point I could have walked up and just been in the background of some shop. I'm like, I'm not gonna bother.
I'm
anyone.
lucky I made it in the movie. Like I was just waiting to see
just
the
like,
You're the
edit.
biggest face on the poster, man. You're like right, like dead center.
Yeah.
So
Star.
freaking hero.
I had
Along
nothing
with
to do
this
it.
guy.
Yeah.
What else?
Exactly.
Trevor, I would like a poster with Trevor just in the corner of it, like taking a picture
Holding
of
his cell phone
the,
up.
of the poster.
I was gonna try to Photoshop myself onto the billboard, just like my arm with the phone, just covering everyone's
You
faces.
just went to the billboard and taken a photo of you in front of the billboard.
Yeah. Just hold your arm over like everyone else.
Yeah.
Just have laser team underneath it. And, like,
Taking a picture.
Got a billboard, got the corner in there.
yeah.
It was actually cool. We went to a bunch of people like involved with the movie. We're going to screenings and stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
I went to ones in Austin because I just come back from Australia and my mother came into town, so I stayed in town. It's okay, Trevor. You're fine. Yeah, you're
Attacked
fine.
me.
You're fine.
Accident.
But you know, I know
Oh,
like
got a
me and Gavin and Josh Flanagan and Matt and like everybody in the movie, Bernie and Colton and all that. And people like Gus, like I did a screening with Gus, was fun, and Allie showed up to one of them who plays Mindy in the movie, and it was just like really fun to go to the theaters and actually see our fans sitting in a movie theater to see, you know, our movie.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
that's it. It's not, you know, because we do, especially with the Draft House, we have a lot of stuff that we have this really cool deal where we do a lot of like if they have a movie and we have like similar videos, like the Hitman movie comes out,
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
you guys got any videos? And
Yeah.
we gave them some Hitman things to do's.
Yeah.
And they play that before the movie because the Alamo is really awesome if you've never been there. You know, they play like all this like weird old shit, they'll play like old cartoons.
Instead,
It's a
instead of
comic book
advertisements,
movie.
what you see in front
Right.
of like every other theater,
It's just
they
content.
show like stuff that fits into the theme of whatever the movie is.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
we did one
yeah.
for Iron Man 2, I remember. We made a whole like little mini Red versus Blue episode where it was like Sarge was trying to be Iron Man or Caboose had Iron Man armor and he was flying around and stuff. And then
Yeah.
that was the one where John Favreau showed up. And I was like, oh shit, he's actually here. So anyway,
Yeah,
the Draft House is awesome.
We were just doing stuff like that, and at the last showing, like that we went to at South Amar, was because we had the tug screenings, and then it actually had like a
run,
you know, like
yeah.
a week run, and we went to South Amar, and they actually had like a giant. I mean, I don't know, maybe like a little bit smaller than the bar section of the set, like a giant standee of the four of us
Oh,
with
nice.
like laser team in the middle. And that was really cool taking like my mother took a picture next to cardboard cutout me. And that was just, did she took one? Because it's like laser team is right in the middle. So she's standing in the middle and it's the four of us, but you missed the logo.
Yeah.
And we're like, do one with the logo. Just stand in front of Colton. So it's like the three of us, and then she's completely blocking the black guy.
She's like-
whitewashing. It's my mother standing in front of there. Like, I got the boots.
I gentrified the movie. That's cool, man. Like all those billboards and stuff, that shit's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is really
So
awesome
cool.
to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, man, that's legit, dude. You know, like even like, you know, when did you start here? Like 5 years ago?
Almost 5 years.
Yeah,
It'll
I
be
mean-
full time this year. 5 years.
Wow. So I mean, like 5 years ago, if I said, hey, 5 years from now, your face is going to be on the side of a building in New York City, you'd be like, no.
I would
no.
say like maybe, but it'd be like Predator.
Motion.
Have
you seen this man?
It would be the side of a building, but it'd be 150 printer paper just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
taped up the building.
Yeah, it'd be
Like,
graffiti or something.
Yeah, get this man out of our neighborhood. You know, sign this petition. Like that I could have seen. Definitely not in a movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
That's
cool,
awesome.
man. I'm proud of you. That's really,
Thanks,
really badass.
Jack.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
So-
Thanks for letting me stay and live at your house
Yeah.
so I can move here.
It's true.
Rolling up in your tuxedo or your suit, looking all
My three-piece
suave.
suit, yeah.
I found that photo recently when I was going through an old hard drive, so I gotta dig it up somewhere.
I don't
man.
know. I mean, I'm sure we posted it, but it had to be when it happened.
That was
you know, years
pre-iPhone
ago.
days, I think.
It was pre me having one. I mean,
Maybe,
it wasn't
or maybe-
pre-iPhone, but it was maybe like 2, 3.
Yeah,
iPhone
because
2 or
you
3.
roll up, you had your chocolate.
Yeah.
that piece of shit.
I had that
phone.
chocolate until January 2013.
Wow.
I had an LG
Good
chocolate from. Let's see. I want to say I got it when I was like 20, so 2007
Yeah.
to like 2013. I had an
Jeez.
LG chocolate for like 6 years.
Jeez.
Where like the you know, because it was just like paint or whatever, like the numbers were actually etching off the phone. Like they're gone. The phone is mostly
Just
blank.
smooth, yeah.
The face had these had these 4 corners that had like this red line. It was like a curved red line, and it must have been like an LED or something, or some kind of light coming through the phone. I'm sure it wasn't an LED.
Yeah.
It was just like a red line, but it's like all that stripped away, and it's just like silver. It's almost like what Gus talks about, how he melts electronics.
his fingers.
It was like that, but just because I had an LG chocolate for 6 years.
6 years.
Best
I remember that.
superpower
I remember
ever.
when he first got here too. You were blind as a fucking bat.
Yeah, I still am.
Yeah, but it's just like, yeah.
Now I have glasses and contacts.
Yeah, like
I had neither.
You were around and it was just like, yeah, you couldn't read anything, and I'm like, can you see that sign? Like, no, I
No.
can't read it. I'm like, all right.
It's a miracle I got
Am
here.
I on that
Yeah.
billboard?
So we finally took you to an optometrist. It's like, go see a doctor.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was actually too because at my old job, everything was this close.
Yeah, I guess
like,
so.
I'm nearsighted, so if
Yeah.
I was dealing with electrical wires or something in the wall or whatever, like literally everything was a foot or less away from
Yeah,
my
yeah.
face,
I
and I
like to
could see
imagine
it just
you
fine.
as an electrician. Your face is just, you got a hole in the wall. You're doing wires. Your face is just in the wall. From the outside, you're
Yeah.
just leaning into
Yeah.
it. Just
No,
That's happened
Like
before.
no
Sparks.
eyebrows anymore.
yeah, just his
Sparks.
face is like surrounded by drywall. Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing. Like we got to the office, I sit down at the desk, and my computer screen's like back there, like like 3 feet away from me. I'm just like,
yeah. And then he would pull the
oh,
monitor like.
yeah. I literally was like, yeah, it was one of those. If it made that sound, it would have went on for 10 seconds like that. And Jack literally said, I'm taking you to the optometrist.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're going. You have no choice. Okay? I remember like you talking about it. It was like the week after whatever I got my glasses. Like you telling someone, we were driving home from whatever, and I'm like, I can read that, and I can read that. It was like someone who just learned how to read.
Yeah, you're
I was
so
like,
proud.
oh, dude, that's 10 feet away, and I can see it.
reading road signs and shit. Like, oh, that's look at. Oh
Dude,
man.
Lindsay can see like a mile down the road.
Really?
It's crazy. She has crazy vision.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She had like we would do a thing where I don't remember even what Assassin's Creed it was, multiple, but one of the ones when they started like putting those little glyphs on the map,
Oh, yeah,
like the collectibles. And in the game, usually the way it works is, at least one iteration, was there's like 200 of them or whatever, and once you collect half, then you can buy a map to
Yeah.
find the other
Shows the
half.
rest.
So you really only need to find the first half, but there's so many, you can just like get them as you play. I would just be playing, and Lindsay would just go, it's over there, to the left. There's a thing to the left.
see a
And I'm
little
like,
listening
where?
thing in
yeah,
there? Yeah.
she would just literally call them out as I was playing.
Jeez.
Kind of like, it was almost like Let's Watch style, where it actually really worked out well, where I'm just playing the game, I'm focusing on whatever I want. And she's like, there's a thing behind you. I'm like, where? She's like, back there, 3 buildings back. I'm like, oh, fucking sweet. She got a little sad once I got half. She's like, there's one of them. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not collecting them right now. I have a map. And she was like,
You see this map? That's you.
but I was the
That
map.
replaced you,
Yeah.
yes. It reminds me of Spider-Man way back on like the PS2. I think it was Spider-Man 2, maybe?
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is fantastic.
Yeah.
Spider-Man
And,
2 was like the open world.
Yeah,
mode.
so what I would do, and that's what I loved about it. So I'd swing up to the top of the tallest building, and then I'd just look down on the buildings, and you could see glistening
Yep,
like
I
all the
remember doing
collectibles. Yeah, and then I'd be like, all right, that one, and just remember like 5 or 10, and then just jump down and go get them all.
I mean,
That
that's
game
like
was
a
awesome.
nightmare
Yeah.
of Crackdown and Saints Row 4.
Oh, there was a fuck ton.
Fuck
of
crap.
Saints Row 4 is the same thing, where it was just like, not even if you're going for collecting all of them, just as a distraction. Because, like, for Crackdown especially, it upgrades your characters. So you're like, all right, I'm going to do this I'll just get these 2.
Yeah.
And those 2.
And next thing you know,
those
you're
2.
across
And those
town.
2. And those
Yeah.
2. And those 2. And it's
Yeah.
just like...
Then you're on top of the tower,
yeah,
and the
you're
like, what the
40
fuck
miles from where you started.
Yeah.
That stuff always happens to me in games like... And Assassin's Creed as well, like the newest one.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's a paper, there's a treasure
And then
chest.
it float away,
there's
too,
something
so you gotta go
else.
chase
and I'm just like,
something.
I'll just go get it. And then
Yeah.
you're 8 minutes away from where you were supposed to be.
Yeah, I made that map for Crackdown 2, the one that had all the different orbs in there. I think there were something like 600 orbs across everything, and I made a map with a video showing every single one. I remember when I got down to the final one, and I had no idea where it was, and all it was me and the helicopter flying around, because you could hit down on the D-pad, and it would send like a little
Yeah, the
pulse.
ping.
out.
The
Yeah,
ping. The second
and it was
one
just
had the
me
ping.
flying around as doing that, just doing like going up and down the map, back and forth, until I finally like
I
saw this
immediately
little
gave
green
up.
flash.
I saw the number 600, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, same. I
that
was like,
was me.
forget it.
Not happening.
What you just described, that was me in the newest in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You know, there's that section where you can go to like the World War I
Oh, yeah,
era.
yeah, yeah.
And the thing is, like, almost every single collectible in Assassin's Creed you can get a map for, but there's no maps for the World War I era. So there's a few like really important collectibles, and then there's just chests.
Yeah,
Chests
yeah.
they're the most of. You know, there's like 80 of them or 90 of them in that particular section. I found every single thing in that era except for 2 chests. And like there were days at work where I was literally just walking up and down the street, just walking in Assassin's Creed, hitting because there's like an eagle vision where you can hit it, and if you happen to see it, it'll put the chest on your map, on your mini map. So it's like me walking, hitting the eagle vision, and just staring at the mini map, just literally going in a grid pattern, and it made no one angrier more than Ryan. Like he was so mad that I kept doing it. And he's like, you don't get anything for it. There's no achievement. But I was like, but Ryan, there's like 700 chests in the entire game. There's the only 2 I'm missing. I need them. I need to find them. And I eventually found them.
Nice.
I popped into that game
How long did it
several times. Like probably 4 or 5 sessions of 20 minutes of walking around.
Define session.
After like 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm saying after I'm done. Like I beat the game, I
Right.
did everything,
Right.
I got every achievement except for the ones that glitched out on me. And there was no reason to play the game. It was usually like I'll pop back in, see if this one achievement is unglitched so I can get
Right.
it, and then go, well, I'm here. I'll just go look for that chest. And immediately be like, why are you doing it? Play another game. It's like, calm down, Ryan, okay?
Yeah.
Because when you go to the menu and it has like sequence 1 or whatever, it's like this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. And you know what it says? 100%, 100%, 100%,
awesome.
100%,
99.
100%, 99. And I was like, no. I got it.
Every time I
eventually.
looked over at Michael, lots of times you were playing Assassin's Creed and like riding down the street on a
That's the
carriage, like
achievement.
running
Just like that,
over
yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there's an achievement
destructible
for
one?
destroying 5,000 objects, which basically you just hop in a carriage, like a horse and carriage, and you smash through things.
Yeah.
So
Sidewalk.
near the end of the game, near the end of the game, I was like 20%. I think I had maybe 1,000 things, but I went online and there was like a pretty good route that you could run where you could get 1,000 in like 20 minutes, which is still time consuming, but better
Much
than
more
nothing.
efficient,
So
yeah.
just I sat there for like, before I beat the game, it was like I had 2 achievements, 3 achievements left, and I was like, I'll just spend the next hour crashing in the shit, get that achievement, knock it out. Did that, and I like kept checking every little bit. Okay, I'm at 50%, 80%, 90%, and then I hit that thing of like, man, I really should have it by now. Let me check. Oh, 99%. I must be right there. Man, I should really have it by now. 99%. Oh, the achievement's glitched.
Yeah, what
so
I
I'm at like
That sucks.
whatever, 4,900 something, and it's just like, nah, you don't need it. You're good.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I hate
every
that.
like 2 weeks, I play Assassin's Creed. I drive around for 5 minutes crashing in the shit, see if I get the achievement,
Just
and then
in
I turn
case,
it
yeah.
off.
Oh,
but now I still have to
sucks.
go back. Now I have to go back and play tons of DLC. 'cause
Yeah.
Tons of DLC been added.
Yeah, the
since
Jack
I
the Ripper
played it.
DLC is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
The game that just did that for me was Dying Light. I turned on Dying Light and got like 3 achievements that were all glitched.
Oh,
when
nice.
The original game
Yeah.
came out. And I'm just playing it because
Because
the
the
DLC
DLC's
comes
coming out, yeah.
And I can't wait. That game's so much fun.
They're usually, they being people that make video games, I don't know who the ultimate they are pretty good about fixing that shit
Yeah.
down the line. But every now and then, you'll go to message boards and then just find somebody's like, yeah, they mentioned it and they're just not going to fix it.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
Like,
so
cool,
much.
thanks.
Screwed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was 100
Thanks a
gamer
lot,
score
guys.
achievement. in
Jesus.
Dying Light. 100 gamer score.
What was it for?
Like completing everything.
Like 100% achievement?
Yeah, essentially. And I was like, "Fuck you!" Like I had it at 99. I had done everything. Like in the screen, the stats.
Yeah,
screen was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
100%. You did
Yeah.
it. And
Good
thing was
job.
just, like,
Well, the best is
totally
like
glitched.
I had literally have an achievement. Fucking Ray, piece of shit. This is like right before I moved here. We were doing this achievement hunter,
Yeah.
like the website. We were doing like an achievement hunter or like an achievement race, so you can get the most gamer score in a month. And I asked Ray, of course, an obvious resource. I'm like, what games are good? And he's like, he gave me like 50 games, So I go into GameStop with this list, and I tell the women working there, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna buy a ton of really shitty games for achievements. So if you just want to like get it ready, they had like one woman
this
standing
looks
on the
shady.
computer,
Yeah.
and like another person running around. I was just like, we're gonna be here a while, but just to give you a heads up, this is what I'm doing. And she's like, oh, that's so fun, blah blah blah. So the one game he recommends is Cars. I think it was Cars Racerama.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'm playing it, and it's a game where you can use cheat codes to like boost your car's stats, but it doesn't negate achievements.
Oh, nice,
So it's
nice.
easier to like blast
Those
through
were
the
the
game.
original achievement games, or like
Achievement
in 2000
games.
Yeah, well, in 2006 when they first opened achievements to games or whatever,
Yeah,
like those
yeah.
were the ones that like
But that was probably
they
from,
didn't
like-
know they
Yeah.
should negate.
There were 5
for-
achievements for
Yeah.
200 gamer score
Right.
apiece.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Best. I love
Yeah.
it.
But so I'm playing the game, and it's an okay game. It's not amazing, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, it's a racing game, and it's got all the cars, characters, and shit like that. And I'm playing it, and I tried to use the cheat codes right in the beginning and they didn't work. And I'm like, the fuck? Like Ray literally texted me them. He knew what they were. And I tried them and they didn't work. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I just didn't look it up. I'm like, whatever. And I kept playing the game. And so I get like near the end of the game and I beat it. I do everything. I have every single achievement in the game except for get all the achievements, which is worth 100 gamer score.
Huh.
So I'm like, fuck you. Right? And I'm telling Ray about it. And I'm like, dude, fucking, this is like, a week or two after you gave me the list. And I just go, man, that Cars Racerama game, like it's glitched. I got 900 gamer score. I get everything. I didn't get it. And he goes, Racerama? No, that's glitched. I told you Mater National or whatever the fuck it was. It's like there's like another game.
With the same cheat code somehow.
No, well that's why they didn't work.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other game. And Ray's like, he's like, what'd you get Racerama? I'm like, you fucking told me to get Racerama. And he goes, oh. Yeah, no, I meant Mater National. I don't know why I said that. He's like, he went to his game shelf, he looked at the game. It was a different game.
This one sucks.
And
Don't
he
say
said
it.
Racerama out loud. And he was like, oh. Yeah, that's probably why the codes don't work. And then I'm like, son of a bitch! So I still have 900 in that game, and it's just an achievement that's impossible to get. And then he was like, and that was like a Ray fact. Was like, oh yeah, they're never fixing that, so you'll never get it. So, sorry about that.
I'll never forget in Skyrim. I loved that game. I just like open world games, but
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Like I got to the end of and I wasn't really paying attention to achievement score or gamer score until like the very end. I was like, okay, I'll clean up the rest. I think the Thieves Guild was one that I just kept going on forever and ever, and it would never like reach 100%. So I was like, whatever, fine. And then the Daedric Artifacts one, where you have to get all Daedric Artifacts. I luckily stumbled into a couple of them. Like there's one where you can make a decision that negates getting it, like something about the dog or whatever the dog's name is.
The dog one. Yeah.
I lucked into that one, so I'm like, oh sweet, I only have one left. I just got to go talk to some orc or something at the orc village. Stroll on up there. It's like a ghost town. Everyone is dead. There's nothing there. And so I walk around, there's nothing in there. I walk into one of the houses and there's the orc chieftain just sitting there like this at an empty table over just empty plates just like this. And I walk up to him and he's just like, and he just sits there. And then I think I just started attacking him because he wouldn't give me the quest.
Naturally.
Right.
Well, because his town was slaughtered.
He's like, well, he's missing his friends and family. I'll send him to them. But yeah, so I needed him to trigger or I needed somebody else at the gate to trigger the freaking thing. And, so I was like, okay, well, let's figure out what happened. And maybe I can go back a save. And it's like, oh yeah, no, if you don't go to that village fast enough, there's a giant nearby that just decides, he's gonna kill everyone.
Yeah.
So do that early. And I was like, oh great, that's the last thing I did in the game.
I had something like that in Oblivion.
Because I'm not playing the entire game just for those two fucking things.
That's why I stopped playing Oblivion. Oblivion was like one of the first Xbox 360 games I owned. It had to be like one of my first 5 games. It was near a launch title, whether it was a launch title or not. It was close to launch.
Yeah.
And same thing. Like it was like the opposite. I wasn't that far in the game, but Oblivion, just like Skyrim, it's like you do one quest and then you can play the entire fucking game and not do the main quest if you don't want to and come back to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could be on max level and then do the second part of the main quest. So I had done like 50% of the whole game, achievement-wise anyway. Like I finished like a whole guild. I finished the Fighters Guild,
Right.
like the arena thing and all that stuff. And then I started doing all the Daedric quests. And there was one, if you do all the quests, get to a certain main quest line and are a high enough level, you unlocked a quest where you could get like this book that like crazy raised your stats. It was like you picked a category. It was like 2 or 3 categories, and each category raised.
Hermaeus Mora.
It raised like 3 or 4 stats by like 10 or 20.
Wow.
And you could like pick like if you want to raise your fighting stats, so it'd be like strength and vitality or defense or whatever the hell it was, or like sneak and steal and shit. But I was doing that. It was the last Daedric quest I had to do, and in Oblivion, there are statues out in the middle of the world, and you just talk to the statue talks to you and then sends you on the quest. So I go to the statue, and the statue's like, okay, you gotta go kill this guy and take his armor and bring it back for me. So it's okay, so I go,
There's a quest like that in
I kill the
Skyrim.
guy, I get his armor, I come back, I talk to the statue, and my game freezes.
Oh.
So I reload everything, like the last save point. Talk to the statue, the game freezes. Every single time. It's just broken. So I look it up, and they're like, oh yeah, that's a glitch. If you do that quest in order, it breaks. What you have to do is go kill that guy. You need to know where he is. Go kill him and take his armor before you start the quest. Then if you go find the statue, talk to the statue, he'll give you the quest, immediately talk to him again, and
then
hand
it's
the
a
shit in,
success.
and then
Yeah.
it'll work.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, so you need a save before that quest. I didn't have it, because I'm like super anal about my saves. Like I'll constantly delete old
yeah.
ones.
Oh, yeah.
So my only relevant save was after I already started the quest. So I just quit playing the game. I was like, fuck you.
And
Go back and
the
finish
end.
it. Like,
That was in 2011. It had to be. They eventually patched that like a year later. I remember reading about it and going, "Oh, they fixed it." I turned it on. I finished the quest, and I was just like, "What the hell am I doing? Where am I?" You know, it's like Oblivion a year later. You know,
Yeah.
and I was 40 hours into the game. I had no interest in playing it. I had no idea what kind of character I had, what I was in the middle of, and it just killed it. I played that game and perfected it in either early last year, 2015, or the end of 2014.
I remember
I
you
just
doing
went
that,
back and
yeah.
finished it because I finished all the Fallouts or all the Bethesda games on the 360 in preparation for Fallout 4, which I've put 4 hours in. So one day I'll get to that. But I did perfect Oblivion, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Skyrim. So I'm pretty happy about that. I have every fucking achievement, all the DLC, everything.
games.
Wow.
yeah. Same.
So Fallout 4,
They're a lot of fun.
and which compared to those, Fallout 4 seems honestly easy. Like,
Oh yeah,
like
it is.
achievement-wise,
there's
it's not
like
a
one
grind
or
at
two
all.
that's rough, but then yeah, the rest of them are super easy.
Vegas, there was a few annoying ones. Honestly, it was mostly just the faction things because it was like split
Exactly.
quests.
Yeah.
So you had to like save way back when.
Same thing in
Do a whole
4.
thing, then reload and like run through. But even then, basically, I decided early on like this is how I'm gonna play the game. So I left what I really wanted to do for last. So like when I got to the split point, I just like fucking barreled through the game. You know, it was like killing everyone, skipping quests, doing everything. Okay, I got my one achievement. Then I'll reload, did the other faction as fast as I possibly could. Then I reloaded, did the third faction, and just took my time and played the game. Because it's like, I always like, I don't know, just like as a gamer, I like ending a game like with a satisfied
Yeah.
feeling. You know, like
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
rather finish Fallout and have all the achievements
And that was
ending on the
the
quest
actual
line
end.
that I wanted to end on.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to playing that first, and then it's like, okay, just run through the game, this achievement. Okay, just run through this game. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I got the achievement, I'm done playing the game.
That's exactly
I
what I
like,
tried to do
I
with
like the
Skyrim.
like, I'm done. Like
Yeah,
beating
yeah.
the game and getting the last achievement is almost impossible in a lot of games. But if you can do it, it's amazing, and that's why Assassin's Creed pissed me off so much because I did that with the destructible thing, and then I didn't get it, of course.
It's Fallout 4. I mean, but I like ending on that good note because I know there's gonna be DLC. I know I'm gonna play the game again, and I don't
That's
want to
true.
come back in like, oh yeah, I'm this asshole. Let's sign up
Right.
with these people. I don't
Especially
like.
like
Yeah.
Fallout.
bookend, and then like if there's DLC, you go into the next chapter.
Like, no,
but
I
it's
like
it's
this.
yeah, you're done and it's set aside.
Like I completed Fallout 4 like really early. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah, you- well, you got it, like, 2
because I
weeks
got
early.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it early. So then like
jumped right on
3
those
days
guys. That was
after
awesome.
Fallout 4 was out, like I was done with it, like all the achievements and everything. But then Jeff just played it recently, like really recently.
Yeah, he finished it like a
Yeah,
week
like-
or two ago.
yeah,
Yeah. And like Jeff and I are usually the first ones in the office, so like he's usually playing something like while I'm working or whatever. And I was listening to him play the last parts of the game, and it was so fun because he would get to points and be like, "I gotta do this," and I would hear him just be shocked at stuff, like at certain points in the story.
That's awesome.
And he would like come over and talk to me about it. Be like,
Yeah.
did I do the right thing here? I don't know what I
like,
did.
I don't
Did I do
know.
something wrong?
Well, it's always
Yeah.
nice. Like that was like when I told Michael to beat Syndicate so I could have someone to talk to
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the plot of the
Yeah.
game. And it's like, there's some games like big games you don't want to spoil, but it's like you want to have
Oh, yeah,
someone
no,
to like,
that's
oh shit, when this
super
happened.
aggravating.
But it's like, at the end
Yeah.
of the game could be 30 hours in, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I need someone else to do those 30
I need
hours.
to talk
so.
to someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I'm excited that I have another Assassin's Creed buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank God I can at least talk to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I love those games. I love playing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself as big a fan as Jack, but I did number 2 easily. I played them
Yeah,
all. You
yeah.
know, it's tons of fun, and the lore stuff is really cool. Like when
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
into like the when it intertwines with real history.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm 21,
Sorry,
sir.
I went back to my
play
first Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I love them.
I was 12.
Perfected the first one.
Man.
Those fucking Templars and flags were
Dude,
not fun.
There's some shit in Syndicate now that is just like they're alluding to some things they can do in the sort of overall
Yeah.
arc that
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh shit,
I know
does this
exactly
mean
what
that
you're
and then
talking
this can
about,
mean
too.
that, and it's just
Yeah.
like, and so
It's funny because you kind of said that without spoiling it.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me,
yeah.
like at the end, I'm watching the ending. I'm like, oh, this is what Jack's talking about. Oh, yup.
yeah. So anyway, I'm
definitely-
excited. I'm excited for whatever. Like they haven't made an Assassin's Creed announcement yet. Usually it's right around now when they start talking about the next game.
Yeah.
So I hope we
Well,
hear something.
this is the first year where they're not doing one.
Supposedly,
every
they
year,
haven't
right?
officially
Oh, okay.
said that.
Okay,
So
that's-
I'm sure. I mean, honestly, that's probably what is the case, and they're trying to figure out a way to kind of frame it. Where it's
Right.
like, oh no, we're not abandoning the series. We're just giving more time. So the rumor floating right now is that they're going to take every other year to make an Assassin's Creed big game. So like Syndicate, take a year off, and then the next one, and then take a year off, and then the next one.
Yeah,
Because-
although really isn't taking anything off. They're
Yeah,
just working on
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
taking
Another
off from
year
coming
into it.
out.
yeah, they're getting
Yeah,
they're getting an extra year.
Just
of
sit
development.
back.
Sit back.
I'm gonna take a year break.
Gotta wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
visit like, oh, the next one's going to take place in the Caribbean again, so just go to the Caribbean for a year. But anyway,
I'm gonna do a sponsor read here.
Okay.
So this week we're sponsored by Weebly. Help you build your own website. Super simple.
sweet.
Jack, you know that great idea you have, the one that you've been sitting on, the one that everyone agrees is amazing, but now what?
Yes.
Time to get your idea out to the world with your own professional quality website, blog, or online store. That's why I want to share how easy it is to get started with Weebly. I also just like the name, Weebly.
Weebly.
It just-
It's a nice
I
name.
like it.
It's like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's Weebly. That'll come up later when I read the URL.
it's right there.
Yeah, well, you can see it.
It's right there.
Weebly was created for people with the courage to start their own business and dream to be their own bosses. And you don't need to be a web designer or know how to code to create a fantastic website. This was like my first thing, because they sent me the emails about the sponsor and they're like, do you want to sponsor Dick Cheese? And I was like, not really. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really. Do you want to sponsor Weebly? I'm like, sure. I don't know anything about making a website. I don't know code. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And this is perfect for people that have like I can make a product. I can
Yeah.
make videos. I can
Yeah.
sell a shirt maybe. I can't make a website. I
Yeah.
go to Mike Kroon. I say, Mike Kroon, make me a website. And if he's not around, I'm screwed. But Weebly, it's basically, you go there, it gives you tons and tons of options. It's mostly just drag and drop. Everything works on desktop and mobile. You can both create and edit on either one. So you
Nice.
can make the whole thing on
so
your
I assume
PC.
you don't have to be super code savvy, right?
I would imagine not. I just said that, Trevor. Jesus. I'm listening to
I
the
was
ad
paying
read.
attention to the camera.
You were literally making finger puppets when
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually mentioned you don't need to know code. But I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. But you simply drag and drop to quickly build and publish your site. It's that easy, and you can customize, update, and change your site anytime on any device, which is very cool. Creating a fantastic website shouldn't get in the way of your dreams. Join the over 30 million people who are already dreaming big with Weebly. Get started today for free at Weebly.com/offtopic. That's WEEBLY.com/offtopic. Weebly.com/offtopic. And what I talked to them a little bit, like the guys, that make it, talked to them on the phone and stuff. And what they wanted to stress too was like, you get a free 30-day trial, but they were saying like top tier, most expensive premium package you could get is like $25 a month, $30 a month.
Deal.
That's good.
So, you're talking about like, you have a small business or whatever, super affordable if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need
absolutely.
a website and you want it to look good. So check out Weebly.
Nice.
Weebly.com/offtopic.
Nice.
Man.
Off topic, all capitals. Oh, there it goes.
Well, it'll work either way, but I
But-
prefer if you type all capitals.
Also,
Yeah, like you're yelling it.
Yeah. Weebly!
Yeah.
I want to make it!
Man, I'm excited for this year. I think it's gonna be a good year. We got a lot
Year
of
of
cool
achievement
stuff.
on our
I think so. Busy, man. It's like
Dude.
one of the, I can't say the busiest ever. The busiest probably was Laser Team for me, but that was the end of 2014. But
Yeah.
start of the year, busiest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Like, it
we
was
already-
like,
we
welcome to
burned through
January.
January.
We went. It's like friggin' Gavin, which is a whole nother level of busy. Gavin hit gold in January,
In 1 month.
which means to hit gold is you fly for 25,000 qualifying miles,
Yeah.
which is like, sometimes you can get a cheaper ticket and they'll like have the miles on it. But 25,000 miles in a month. That
He
guy
showed that
went.
map
A
where it's just
month.
like he
Yeah.
bounced all over like the west side of the U.S. and
England,
then Australia.
England,
Yeah.
Australia. Yeah.
God damn, man.
It's
God.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hit gold this year.
Yeah?
It's a thing.
I've
I'm
got
excited
gold.
about.
Do I have my
I've
card?
never
No, I don't
had
have
it
my card
before.
on
I've
me.
never. This is like the year, and honestly,
Oh, wait,
going,
did you not hit gold last year?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh,
well,
man.
we went to Australia in 2014.
Okay.
And so that was like our big trip, but we didn't really do much besides
Yeah.
that. And then last year, I mean,
Because I got like 32,000 miles like right before the end of the year. So I hit it. So I got my little gold card now.
I only got maybe 15 to 20,000 last year.
Really?
I mean, went to Germany, and then I went
Went
a
to New
bunch
York?
at the end of the year. But I mean, New York is
Went to LA.
a little under 3,000 miles there
Yeah.
and back. We went to
Anyway.
New York, yeah, like what you were saying, we went all the AH adventures,
Adventures,
the
yeah.
adventures.
Yeah.
Also equals add miles. So give me miles. You want to send me somewhere else to make a video? I'll take the miles.
Yeah.
It was the thing where you know, I never thought I'd hit 25,000. I don't travel nearly as much as somebody like Gavin or Bernie or even Jeff. So it's just like, yeah, whatever. You know, you absolutely should have a frequent flyer program no matter when you fly. It's just
Absolutely.
because it's just there. Like, you might as well have it. But to hit like a goal or anything like that, I was like, I'm never gonna hit that shit. But last year and then leading into this year already, usually I fly home United because it's maybe Southwest does it too, but it's I think one of or the only airline that flies direct to Newark, which is where it's closest to
I
my
think
family's
JetBlue
house.
does as well.
But American doesn't do it. It's
Yeah.
it's you got to either go to Dallas or Houston and then do a layover. And I'm like, fuck that, I'm not doing a layover. This is the year I'll probably start doing layovers.
Just to get
because
the
I
miles.
looked it up and it's like 3,000 miles for me and Lindsay, and I
Yeah.
plan on going home 3 or 4 times this year. So I was just like, shit, that's like halfway to goal. Like 12,000 miles? Fuck.
Nice.
Now I got to sit through layovers though.
So I have another Vegas story,
Yeah.
fun story. So as we were leaving Vegas, right? So we flew Southwest because Southwest is the only direct flight to and from Vegas. So I was like, yeah, whatever, we'll take Southwest. Checked in and it's free bag check. So I was like, screw it, we'll throw our bags in there, so I don't have to worry about like carry on because everyone fights for the the baggage,
Right.
whatever. So we checked our bags and we're walking to the terminal. I'm like, all right, you got your ID? She's like, oh, it's in my wallet. And I was like, okay, cool. Where's that? She's like, well, I think you had it. And I totally put her wallet in the bag, zipped it up, and sent it off to get checked. So she didn't have any ID on it at all.
oh.
And
shit.
so, yeah, that's fun. So,
Yeah, probably not, and also not an American. Even
yeah,
more so.
yeah.
It's like
So,
further
I mean, yeah.
complicated
So
shit.
she's got a residency and all that. So, but still, it was like, well, this is horrible. And so we go back to the check-in, and they're like, oh, your bag is gone. Like it's probably on the plane
we
by now.
burned it, sir.
It's like, shit. So we like wade through the line and we get to the front, and like I'm like, okay, I did a dumb, and I checked my wife's just like information, so she doesn't have an ID on her, but it's like I have photos of the two of us. I don't know what we can do. So they took her and they had to take her away from me to go make a phone call. Like they had to make a call, and then basically they had her answer questions that only she would know as as her. And so they started asking who are your neighbors? Can you name your neighbors? And we only know our neighbors' first names. So it was like, there's Evan and Gregory and Dinah and Valio, and they're like, do you know their last names?
I
Like,
would fail because I don't know any of them.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know their first name.
There's some
Yeah.
cats fucking outside.
I know
Does that
that.
solidify anything?
And so
I mean,
then she was like, who's your father-in-law? Can you name him? Can you give us his phone number? And so she was able to do that and name spell his name, spell your mom's name, and all that stuff. And so it's been about 30 minutes of me just like watching because I couldn't be with her, but it was like from me to like the door over there away, like a good 100 feet away, just like watching, like oh god, and like trying to like read her face to see if she was
Remember
okay
what I taught
or
you.
Yeah.
upset. And so finally they came back over, and the supervisors were there, and they're like, okay, you can go through security. So she had to do like the full pat down where they like, ran through all of her stuff and like ran fingers all over and all that creepy stuff. And then finally, like, I was just sitting there, just, like, watching this so sad, like, oh my God, I did this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then ultimately it was like, okay, fine, you're good to go. And so she got all her stuff. And I was just like, traveling in Australia is so freaking easy. You just walk up to your gate and you're on the plane, no problem.
Yeah.
And, like, coming to America and just watching all of the crap that goes in all this, like, this security theater where really it doesn't make you any safer, but it's like, oh, we're just going to make you take your shoes off and now go in this x-ray machine and do all this stupid shit and can't have liquids. Doesn't do shit. But anyway, so it's frustrating to like watch her who hates this stuff already get like thoroughly gone
You
through,
did it.
and it's all my fault. And then like,
Look at Jack, like,
ugh.
did this
This
to me.
while
so-
she's getting pat down, like this was you.
And we had like not only that, it took like 45 minutes from start to finish. So like we basically ran from there to our gate, and it was like they were just loading like our number in when we got there. So it was so we made it on time. We made the flight back, but yeah, I will not live that down for a while.
What I learned from that is that if I ever check my ID, they're not going to let me on the plane.
Right.
I don't think I'll know any of
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
questions. They're like, what's your mother's name? I'm like, I don't know.
what's your social? What?
What?
I have one of
What?
those?
What's that?
I
What
think
is
with
this?
Jack, if only they knew, they could be like, how do you spell Patillo? All right, you're good.
Yeah, 2 T's, 2 L's. You're on.
All right.
But anyway, so meet your neighbors. Go next door, meet your neighbors. Bring over a basket
Just
of
in
cookies.
case Jack puts your ID away.
Yeah,
You might
yeah.
need
Ships
them
it
one
away,
day.
yeah.
So but it's funny. I know like all their first names and like
Yeah.
and even like next door. Like I know generally like the whole.
There's like a
neighborhood,
million
but-
first names. I'm sure most of
There
them
are
share
a lot
the
of
same
Yeah,
last
but it's like,
name, you know.
why would you need to know your neighbor's last name? Like at no
That'd be an
point.
awesome reason to go to
In
your neighbor's
case you
house.
ship
Yeah.
off your wife's
I need to learn your
ID, I
name
don't
to
know.
prove I'm not a terrorist.
Yeah,
And that's all you ever say to them.
Like,
They're like,
uh,
no,
no.
just close the door.
Goodbye.
I'm trying to think of it. I could be wrong. I think our neighbor's cat is named Samantha.
And God, does it fuck loudly.
Only
Yeah.
because like the cat
because the other cat was moaning
Well,
Samantha.
they do. No, what they would do is like we live on the corner, and then like diagonally across from us, like we're on the right corner. Like you come down the street, and you make a right, but like the left corner house, like in the indent, they have the cat, and what they do is they'll just like crack the garage like a foot, and that means like the cat is out and about, and it can come and go whenever it wants and shit like that. To the point now, like this cat comes over so much. We come home from work and the cat is waiting at our front door. And I'm just like, you don't live here, cat. There's so many days where the cat just tries to go in the house when I open the door. It's jumped in our car before. Like we'll open the car to get in, to go leave in the morning. The cat jumps in. So of course Lindsay's like, I mean, it kind of works out for me because I'm like, play with that cat. We're not getting one. We'll play with that one.
Yeah.
There are absolutely days we come home from work, the cat's waiting there. Lindsay's talking to it, and I'm just like, fuck this. And I just go inside and I shut the door. And I don't see her for 10 minutes because she's just outside playing with our neighbor's cat. And it'll roll on its back and like show you its belly, and it's like super friendly cat. And because of all that, she like it has a collar and she knows its name.
Yeah.
Where I never even told her, and I never had the conversation, but it really solidified. I was leaving, I think it was this morning or yesterday, we were leaving for work, and my mother was talking to Lindsay about whatever, and she's like, oh, Samantha was out there. I'm like, you know the name of the cat. It's not our cat. She's going to go home and tell everybody about this cat that isn't ours. I'm like, one day the neighbor's going to come out and be like, quit fucking stealing our cat. It's like, it just comes over here. It doesn't like you. Take it. Take it away.
Almost half the time that I show up, it's either sitting on your car.
You know exactly the cat I'm talking about.
And I think one time I walked to the front door, Lindsay opens it, and the cat was just sitting behind me. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And Lindsay goes, ooh, and she walks out.
Move.
Yeah, I was like,
the other thing about that is like right in front of our house, there's like a sewer drain, like one in the curb, and the cat loves to fucking go down there. That's like all it does. It goes down there all the time. And me, like I've never owned cats. I'm just like, cats fucking going in the sewer. And Lindsay's like, oh, they do that all the time. Cats do that shit all the time. They love those sewer
They find
drains.
Charlie down there.
They just like, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like that cat will get into a fight with another cat, and then he'll run off and jump down the sewer and run around in there or whatever. And Lindsay talks about it all the time, and she's like, yeah, this cat loves the sewer. He loves it. And that's what I said. I'm like, it's fucking down there with like Frank and Charlie running around naked in the sewers. It's probably like fighting rats with rabies, and then it pops back up and comes to our house. So we're like, see you, cat.
Don't get outdoor cats.
It's like, this is why you don't let your cat outside.
No, it also
they
just-
like to run around. It's like,
just
yeah,
steps
they
all
do.
over its own feces and
Poo-poo,
piss.
pee-pee,
It's just in a
all
box,
that.
and it's
It
just
loves
like,
it.
oh, I love it. Kicks it around, like, then it jumps all over your face.
And the cat's kind of a dick. It usually kind of like fucks up this other cat in the neighborhood. There's like a white cat that's like further. She literally knows each house and where the cats live. Well, she'll come home and she'll be like, your house is 2 blocks that way. What are you doing
over
here?
there? You don't show up until about 5:45.
We need those questions answered. Done. Who
Solid.
owns the cat?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, we got a couple neighborhood cats as well. We got El Diablo, who's missing a tail, and then we have I think one called Midnight. He's a solid black. I was like, yeah, whatever. They just wander in the neighborhood. And I don't think anyone owns them. It's like, but it's great because it keeps out like mice and rats and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, that's fine.
we have possums, but it's just like,
we do.
I got no problem with like neighborhood cats. If it's your cat, keep it in your fucking house.
Exactly.
It's like,
Dude.
you know it's just gonna come back in your house and roll that pee-pee and poo-poo all over your furniture,
Yeah,
right?
and it's like,
Or-
like not only that, like, oh, go ahead.
Well, or they'll just bring things back. Like I've
Oh,
house
get animals.
I've house
Look at
sitted-
this dead mouse I killed. Are you
Yeah,
proud
exactly.
of me?
I've house sitted before with people that had cats, and I just watched them stroll in with snakes, lizards,
Yeah.
just
Or
things like
We have
mag-
tons of
mice.
lizards around
Go
our
get
house
fleas,
too.
which I've
Or
dealt
you get
with.
Yeah,
fleas,
fleas
yeah.
are fun.
That's the worst thing,
Now,
dude.
I
You
will
brought those
say,
to your house,
if
too,
you
didn't you?
have an animal, if you own an animal, for the love of God, chip it and put a fucking collar on
Yeah.
it. I've found so many animals in our neighborhood where it's just like, all right, I'll put this up on next door. It's like, no one responds. All right, take it to animal control the next morning. And it's just like, it's so frustrating. It's like, for the love of God. just-
Gilby or Adam showed up at your house with a dog.
Yeah, we talked about that.
He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he
I found a dog.
just made
Yeah.
one of those big ones, and
It
he's
was like
just
New
like-
Year's Eve, and he just had a dog
rolled
with
up on New Year's Eve. Like,
Happy New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it in the last off topic.
I sent him a message too because I walk around our neighborhood a lot and walk by a sign and there was a poster on the sign of a dog that looked just like that dog and I was like, Adam, is this the? I took a picture and sent it to him. I was like, is this the dog you brought over on New Year's Eve? Did you ever do this? And he went, no, the dog we found looked way stupider than that. I was like, all right.
Yeah, that was my favorite, where he found a dog and just left it at my house and then left.
He did. He put it in the yard and left.
Yeah,
Maybe
what
it's
the
just
hell,
like a
man?
You're here
smart
now.
photo.
But anyway, I took it to animal
it was
control.
probably a flattering photo.
Yeah, I hope someone adopted the dog. I know one of my friends who was at the party, like his girlfriend kind of fell in love with the dog. I'm like, cool, take it to animal control. And like Miles even got a dog, and like he had the dog with him the whole time. Did he ever take it to animal control? Like, because people search those.
I think he did.
He did.
He had a
Okay,
whole
good.
tweet,
Yeah,
a
he got rid
tweeting
of it.
adventure.
It was like
Yeah.
a week-long adventure of should
Yeah.
I keep this dog or not?
Okay.
And then common sense struck him.
'cause
and he
what-
was like, I
Yeah.
can't take care of a dog.
Well, it's what they do
Yeah.
is if you go to animal control, they'll like you can either like foster the dog for however many days, or you can just leave it there. And I just leave it because I have my own dog, and then we can't hold another dog.
And
but
3 cats, right?
yeah, and I've got 3 cats, so it's like
cats,
of the 2 dogs that we've recently found, one was not friendly with my dog. Like we leashed them both up, and we're like, okay, you can sniff, and then the first dog just lost her fucking mind. I was like, well, okay, you're keeping this one back here by yourself, and the second one was friendly. They were playing. It's like, okay, you're fine, but it's like still not keeping a dog. And anyway, but yeah, you got to go to animal control, and then they put up on the website and everything, and then after like 5 days, then anyone can adopt it. So hopefully he did that. I hope he did that.
yeah, no, he did something with it. I don't think he let it back into the wild.
No.
Yeah, no, he definitely held on to it. I
back
also
from
Take it to
whence
the
you
woods.
came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Be free.
The dog's
Anyway.
like, this isn't
Go eat
my house. I don't live
berries.
here.
Yeah.
No, but
this isn't me.
I've heard like not like internet lore, like friend of a friend or whatever, but like the biggest thing is people move. They move and they're just like, fuck my animal. I'm just leaving
Yeah.
it here. Like
That's
there was
just
there was
so
a-
incomprehensible.
Oh, it's
I
insane.
don't
It's like, go to the
understand
shelter,
it. Yeah,
shithead.
exactly.
It was like a neighbor across the street from me. She saw a dog one day. She like saw a guy do it. She was at the park, came to a park, tied his dog to like a pole in the park, and then just left. Literally was just like, see ya.
Jesus.
Just like, free dog. I'll leave it in the park, tied to a pole. Like, so if no one takes it, the dog is sitting there all night, stuck, maybe stuck to this pole. If not, it's gonna break out and then just roam the
Yeah,
streets.
just
So it's like
wander.
that makes more sense than taking it to like, oh, well, they're gonna kill it at a clinic. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of no-kill clinics and no-kill shelters.
Yeah.
And also, you've just killed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in
No
a worse,
food,
but
no
in a far
nothing.
worse way.
Just
Like,
no
just
one
leaving
taking
it
care
there.
of it.
Yeah.
Like, piece of shit move.
Yeah.
My apartment that I used to live at, that Matt still lives at.
Where is it? What's the address?
Yeah.
Oh, let me
Explain
tell
it
you
to
right
us.
now. So there's a ton of stray cats there, like a shit ton. They hang around
Do you have,
the
like,
dumpster.
cat alley?
Like
Like, Always Sunny, you
they'll
gotta
like
eat cat food.
surround you when you take your trash out of the dumpster. You know,
got
like,
anything good in
You
there?
have something we want,
Yeah.
like kind of thing. And I was like, there's so many fucking cats here. And I was like talking to the person who owned the apartment complex, and she was like, oh yeah, well,
They're all
it's 'cause-
mine.
no, it's because a lot of people, when they're done with their apartments, they have cats. They just put them outside and then they leave.
Like, oh, cats can live in
And
the
like, so
wild.
it's just
Fuck
a
it.
shit ton of, there's like
Yeah.
20 cats that just like have a gang that
Yeah.
hangs out behind the dumpsters and like beat the shit out of you.
It's like cat
Give me
fight
your
club.
fish, bitch.
Like, it's really what it is.
There's I think it's a Vine. It's a short video. It might be like 10 seconds or an Instagram thing or something. But of course, Lindsay was watching it. Of course. But it was like the text was like, I fed a stray cat last night in my neighborhood.
Oh, no.
Opened the door to this morning. And it's literally a guy filming. Like, obviously, he saw it already and then got his phone. He opens the door. There must be 12 cats outside his house. It's just like, you open the door, it's just... They're like crawling on top of each other and everything. It's just insanity.
Just
And
imagine
of course,
I go, dude, this guy fed me a fish yesterday. I don't know where to go.
my first thought is like, that's a
Yeah.
fucking nightmare.
That's
That's a
horrible.
horrible
Yeah.
nightmare.
cats learn way
you
too
have all the
fast.
cats. They're gonna be there all the time. They're gonna want food. They're gonna piss and shit everywhere. They're
piss
gonna
on
bang each other.
everything.
Yeah.
Lindsay's like, that
got
would be a
that
dream come true. if I open that,
She's just rolling
like,
in the
I'd
grass
be in
with
heaven.
cats all around.
I'm just like, no.
Dude, have you seen the grackles at HEB? Speaking of just like
Yes.
thousands of
No.
animals.
God.
I've not.
So there's an HEB in North
Them
Austin.
grackles.
It look,
video.
it like
Video.
oh, do you have a video? Of
I
it?
have a video of
Yeah, and so like the HEB near our place, it's literally like at night. Some nights you get there and there's like 8,000 grackles on everything.
Yeah. They're like people don't know what they are.
They're like blackbirds that are just loud and
Yeah.
they're like and they get in trees and it's like the tree is like moving because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so many. They're all on the power lines. Like they're just covering everything.
The ground is smitten with bird crap.
Yeah.
Yes, smitten.
Bird crap.
So,
Smattering of bird
Smattering, yeah. So luckily, wherever the HEB next door is,
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Yeah,
but
that
one
one's
like
bad.
45th Street and like I-35.
Well, that one's bad, and the one up north is
Oh,
even
yeah, it's
worse.
horrible.
It's just like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
you go there and you just hear bah, 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 bah,
Yeah, it's like you came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. It's like, oh my god, like, you don't get out of your car. Like you're.
I'm afraid of walking near any tree.
That was-
with
Yeah.
some smitten bird crap flying.
I keep
flying
using
on
this
me,
word
you know?
smitten. I don't think
Well,
doesn't
I'm
mean
committing to it.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm throwing it in
okay.
for fun.
Yeah.
That was the
Well,
a joke on myself.
Jeremy,
Jack.
Jeremy's got some sort of video that he will
Yeah.
now have to give the broadcast
Yeah,
after
I
the
will.
fact.
Hold on.
But
I'll
it
give it
is.
to you in the
Oh,
broadcast.
yep. It's a parking lot with, as Jack described, hundreds and hundreds of these birds.
Yeah, it's like literally.
Oh, that's actually next door. Yeah.
yeah, that is
think.
no,
No,
this
it's
is
not.
ours.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
just-
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
It's shitty.
That
right.
was there was a few summers, some worse than others, but like that reminds me of at the old office on
the
636 with the fucking crickets, dude. There were days
There was
like
a smattering of crickets.
in the parking
I'll send
lot.
that to broadcast. How do I send that?
the
to
parking lot
Go-
was smitten
I
with
did this
crickets.
after the fact.
They were
Sorry,
smitten
something like
everywhere with crickets.
like we had our front door, which was like the two double door glass doors, which
Yeah.
is like you go through the gate, front door's right in front of you, and then we had the side door, which I'm sure the audience knows is the Left 4 Dead door. It's like
Yeah.
super painted, just like Left 4 Dead on the inside. And most people use that door because that's the parking lot is right there. You get in the parking lot and then you go through that door. There would be 300 crickets outside that door
Yeah.
at night,
But
and
it's
it would just
black.
be like, which is weird because it's not. They're not like rats or spiders, and like a cricket isn't scary. I don't know. To
Yeah.
me, it's just like such as like a normal bug. But just when you open the door, and you're like, oh my god! It's like I don't want to walk through it just because like there'll be 20 accidentally jumping on me. Like
Yeah.
it was insane.
And then like
how
one or
many
two
there
would get
were.
in the building and start chirping.
Oh,
So
every
a
that's-
step
couple
that's
everywhere.
dozen would get in the building.
Ugh.
But I mean, we had that problem here. Even
Yeah,
like,
we
that was a whole fiasco. There was several weeks of videos of Ryan losing his fucking mind,
Ryan can't handle it.
smashing crickets,
He'll take the
and
knives
killing
and, like, throw 'em.
everything.
Yeah.
And Gavin's the complete opposite, where Gavin's like, I don't want to kill anything. Like, but Gavin's like kind of a piece of shit about it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, fine, you don't want to kill anything, even a bug. Like, that's fine. I don't agree with you. I don't give a shit. But you don't want to. That's fine. You know, some people are like that. But he'd have no problem like offering it up for Ryan to murder.
Ryan, it's here.
And it's like that's not really the same thing as being like
Yeah.
I don't believe in death. Like I don't want to. It's not on my conscience.
Yeah.
It's like Ryan, kill it,
Oh, good save.
kill it.
That's
And
like
he
just like
did.
leading him to the gallows.
Right,
Like,
right.
Here you go.
I didn't chop your head off, but I got you there.
Dude, did I ever tell you about the time where our security alarm in our old office got tripped, and I showed up and there was a cop there with a gun out?
No, maybe.
Yeah,
You told me
so-
in the old
Crickets.
office.
He's
like
like an empty
super
office.
crickets.
He's just
No, so
podcaster.
So when at our old office, like down south, I was the closest house to the office, and so the way security goes, when the alarm got tripped, it would call Matt and then or Bernie and then Matt and then me, just because I was physically closer than anyone else. And so I got a call one morning, and it was like Sunday afternoon or something like that. And they're like, "Hey, the alarm's going off. No, police have been notified. You should go check it out." I'm like, "All right." So I drove up there. And usually it's just like there's a cop parked in front or whatever, and I like give him the tour of the building. I'm like, someone probably didn't shut the door right. But this time there's a police cruiser, and our gate was broken, so there's a police cruiser inside with the
As
door
always.
open, no cop to be seen, and the side door was open. And I was like, oh shit, that's weird because there's never that door. And so I sent an email out. It's like, hey, did someone like trip the alarm in the office, and has no one responded? And I'm sitting there like, I am not going in that
Right,
building.
you didn't go in
Yeah,
there
yeah,
murder.
fuck that.
Yeah, so I'm like, I will sit out here, and then finally I got an email from someone working with us. It's like, oh yeah, I tripped it by accident. I'm like, oh goddamn, all right. So I opened the front door, I unlocked it, opened the front door, and I'm like, I work here, please do not shoot me. And I walked to the back, and the police officer had his gun out at his hip, because our back office had opened up to this big warehouse where animation
studio.
was. The studio, and the problem was all the studio had like these I guess what do they call them,
Partitions
like
or
Chinese
something?
screens, I
Yeah,
think is what they
yeah,
call 'em.
like those screens.
Yeah, and so they're like these screens, and he's like, I wasn't gonna walk back there in case there was someone back there. And I was like, holy shit! It was the first time ever I was like actually kind of nervous walking in that building. And
Right.
so eventually, like I had to walk him through the building, and I showed him every little nook and cranny, and then of course gave him like loads of DVDs and stuff because we worked right down the
forget
street.
what you've seen.
yeah, we were on
worked
the same block.
Yeah, we
as the
worked
police
literally down
station.
the street as the police station, and so like they would drive past and didn't know what we were, and I'm like, oh, this is what we do, and really explain it to them, and then so the police officer leaves, and then I check all the doors. I'm like, I'll go check the annex, which was like the other building we had,
Right.
And the guy who tripped the alarm was sitting at the annex. He was just sitting there, and I was
Watching?
like, did you not see the cop over there? And he's like, oh, sorry
Yeah,
about
and
that.
generally you wait.
Yeah, and I was
you're
just like,
hey, sorry, false alarm.
yeah, because like
it
the
was
alarm,
me.
the alarm
Yeah,
makes
go
a loud
back.
fucking
Yeah.
noise when it goes off, and he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." And I was like,
Yeah.
"The fuck were you thinking?"
I've dealt,
was
I've-
loud, so
I've
I
dealt
just
with
left.
that a
Yeah.
bunch, like working in people's homes. Like
Yeah.
sometimes they give us the wrong code, or it's like a mistype, or whatever,
Yeah.
and the alarm goes off. like literally one-on-one, especially when you're a contractor, you literally go outside and you sit on the front steps.
Yeah, yeah.
And you wait there.
Yeah.
A cop generally doesn't roll up like, freeze! And
Yeah,
point his
yeah.
gun at you when you're like, hello, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
waiting on the
Here,
front
yeah.
steps with a tool belt on. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, we were working, blah,
But
blah,
that
blah.
being said, if the front door was open and the alarm was going off, that cop's gonna be nervous. as
Right, that's what I'm
hell.
saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the whole point. It's
Yeah,
like
it makes
it's
sense,
it's
like-
both for you
He left the.
and for the cop. Like, so he
Yeah.
doesn't come
That
in like
makes
guns
sense.
blazing because they have no idea. The alarm
Yeah.
went off. You as an employee know, hey, like you might even have to explain to the cop, like, you know, convince him you work there.
Yeah, yeah,
But if
yeah.
you're just like, hey, yeah, nobody broke in, nobody's gonna jump out and try and stab you.
Yeah,
the cop's
yeah.
not gonna be running around with his gun out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And then to some extent, especially in New Jersey, it's like, all right, well, thank God you showed up. I feel like there should have been more research on your part. There were times where we were working in people's houses and the alarm goes off and my boss is like, all right, just go outside, wait for the cops, you know, come find me when they, you know, talk to them and they'll come talk to me, blah, 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 blah. Cops show up and they're like, alarm go off? I'm like, oh yeah, we're electricians, we're just working on the house, you know, the homeowner's gone, so, you know, this is his name, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, all right,
And then just
bye,
leave.
and then just leave. Like I've had that happen like 5 times. They
Leaves
literally don't
way
even
too soon.
don't even
Yeah,
come
that's
in the
the
house.
best robbery
Don't
tool
even
you can
come
have.
in
Yeah.
the house. Yeah, and it's like, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
I was
Jesus.
like, I feel like that guy should have checked the house. Just
Yeah.
saying.
But yeah, anyway, I was a little frustrated with that guy. It was just like, really, dude? Like I drove.
Does he still work here?
He does not work
Piece
here
of shit.
anymore. So that was-
Either way.
yeah, it was a little frustrating. So I'm not on the alarm call anymore. But that being
Right.
said, we've got like keyed doors, like nothing. Yeah,
I
nothing's
mean, yeah, I
happening
mean,
there.
we probably nobody from Rooster Teeth is on that. I imagine that's mostly like facilities.
Yeah,
you deal
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
We have
yeah.
facility people.
It's nice.
now.
Yeah, we have people who handle that shit. So
Yeah.
when the cops roll up, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna
When the-
stand back
when the
here and
cops
not
roll up.
and not
They
get
will
shot.
roll up, Lil
When
J. They'll roll up. They like it.
They kick the door in the other way, like it comes up.
It's a pull.
Yeah.
They just keep kicking.
It says
until
pull
it
right
opens.
on there, like, no.
But anyway, I kind of missed that old office. It was a fun office, and it was like that's really
It was quaint.
yeah. That's where we
That's what I'd call
that's
it.
where kind
Yeah.
of like the sort of spark of our growth happened.
Well, yeah, didn't you guys go from like 10 to like 60 or
we
something?
we
in that
moved in
main-
there. I think we moved in there with
building?
10 or 11.
Yeah, that sounds
And
about right.
and then we got there, and then
When did you guys
Is this
move in there?
636 the month?
Yeah.
yeah, 636.
Because
Jesus.
I started full time in August, so it had to be either 2011 period or the end of 2010.
let's see. See this is.
Because when we had the first RTX there, I know the
So-
company was there for maybe like 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, it was 2010 when we. Bernie, when did we move into 636?
Not that he's here at all.
Not that he's here at all. 2000 and is it was it
10 or
2010 or
11.
2011?
Definitely one or the
That's
other.
it.
It was,
It was
like
just the
3
end.
years at a time, so it was. We moved into. it was right after season 5. We wrapped season 5, and then we went out to.
No, we wrapped up season 8
Oh, no, that
before
was
we
Congress.
moved.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't
Congress.
5.
Yeah, season
That was
8
Congress.
was Congress.
I'm so sorry.
Because that's when Ryan started.
so
Ryan
sorry.
started on 9.
Yeah, and then we moved in there at 9. So we're up to 14 now. So 5 years ago. So 2011. There we go. We did the math.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Someone
So
did.
2011 we were there for what 3 years.
I know
and then
I
2013
missed
we
the
moved
moving
here.
in, but I still feel like I was there for most of that building.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
I got a tip for just sitting here.
Tip your bartender.
Yeah.
Pay for the beer.
Oh, I'm not gonna pay for it. Maybe I can contribute this towards like the swear jar. They should
Yeah.
cover 10% of this episode.
Oh,
maybe.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know what it's at.
I thought you
can
were
spend
going
$1 right
clean.
now.
Like I was like, I wonder if Michael's cursing, and then all of a sudden you're like, fucking
Yeah,
fuck
no,
him.
I
All
decided
right.
not to.
Yeah.
not this
Jack,
time.
you just added to your jar.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
all right.
that's all
My
right.
jar of
He didn't say cunt.
That's
true.
That's
Wait,
a dollar.
cunt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom, throw in the jar. We got to get the official one. We got to put it over here.
That was a
somewhere.
waste. You could have had 10 fucks.
That's true. But
How
you
many
know,
dicks is that? That's like
That's
100
a
dicks.
shit ton of dicks.
20
Take it out of
dicks.
context.
Oh wait,
Dicks
what I just
flat.
said
I
is
think-
75 cents.
A dick is what,
Shit ton of
25
dicks.
cents? It's 20 dicks.
Okay, 20
right?
dicks. All
Does
right.
that make sense?
The person who
25?
keeps track of this is losing their mind
Yeah,
right
like,
now.
oh,
Like,
God.
oh, fuck.
We're going back. Oh, God.
25. Well, that was actually funny too, because somebody asked. It's also 20. I keep going back and forth. Somebody was like, "How many times do you watch the episode?" And they're like, "Just once." They just really pay
That's
attention.
impressive,
They also
yeah.
said what they do is this is talking
As
about
they're
the person
watching,
that makes
they
the
got a
swear jar.
tally mark?
Well, no, they said they have graphs ready, and he just fills them in. And he said like he's got like 2 bars. that are just fuck. And every time I say fuck, he checks it off. But he said every week he has to add extra bars for me because it's like I just blast through the ones he already has. So it's like I guess he must have sheets with everybody.
You
and
just go
it's like-
crashing through the fuck wall.
Yeah.
It's like, I got this.
So I'm imagining now every time you say fuck, he's like, right click new column, goddamn it. Yeah, sort of.
Well, you and I have
goddamn
like
it.
shockingly low thing. We don't
Yeah.
swear much. Yeah.
Kerry was up there for like
for the
the
brief
episode
amount of
he
time.
was on. He
Yeah.
popped in,
Yeah.
threw away some money, and then took off.
Yeah.
You
Threw
know?
out a few cunts. And then
Was this the first content and off topic? There
God,
it is.
no.
Oh, yeah, there we
no,
go.
God,
That's
no.
why it's on. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
so
why it's on
Dick
the
is a
thing.
dime. Okay, so Dick's a dime.
Oh,
so
Dick is a
Oh,
dime.
yeah, I'll need a dime
Oh,
for
wow.
a dick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a
okay.
mix.
So you got 50
500 dicks
Yeah.
right here.
That's
50 dicks,
50
but
dicks,
okay.
but that's fine.
500 in my math.
500.
Yeah.
It's a $50 bill. Lincoln's come a long way.
I'm one of those guys.
Trevor's an editor. He's
Listen,
I'm not a
mathematician.
mathematician.
I committed to my stupidity. Let's roll.
You've done it, and I will say this week, not wearing a Funhouse shirt.
That's
So-
true. That's
true.
good.
Champ,
Yeah.
hot topic. He can't
Yeah,
take it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys who tries not to say cunt in videos.
That's
right?
your second time.
But then during the Battlefront video, there was one that came out recently. It was Heroes versus Villains.
Okay.
And like we killed the world
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
it. Right.
Was that
Like,
was that when we ended on Heroes vs.
Yeah, it was
Villains?
the
We did the
droids
droid
versus-
one.
yeah,
droid
one,
yeah,
right. It
yeah.
was
We
that
did like
video.
5-1.
I was so into it that the end of the video was just Leia left. Remember that? And it was you, me, and Jeff running towards her. And we were running behind her.
screams cunt.
I literally just went, "Hey, you cunt!" And just like took her out. I was like, "Why did you do that?" Where did that come from?
He's just like, I don't know. I just got so excited.
Peer
What's going
pressure,
on?
Jeremy.
I was trying to startle her.
Same reason,
It's like,
same reason this is like a great moment to watch his face decide when we peer pressured Jeremy into eating that burger
Oh my
yesterday.
god!
Because we were filming a bunch, we didn't have time for lunch, and I think Jack was like, "Let's just order food." So we ordered In-N-Out, and we had a
Yeah.
bunch of burgers delivered. And I think it was just maybe it was before the food got here. We were talking about ordering.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Because I was
placing the
like,
order.
Jeff, what do you want? He's like, I want double level. Ryan, what do you want? A double level. Okay, I'm getting a double
And I
level.
watched
And I'm
Jeremy,
like, Jeremy,
eat
do
his
you want?
lunch
I'm like,
already.
Jeremy,
I had
do
a
you want
sandwich,
anything?
yeah.
And he's like, oh no, I've already eaten. And I was like, all right, cool.
I looked at Jeremy. I was like, it's
You did not
really-
say, "All right, cool."
Well, I was like, I moved on. I
We
moved on.
were all kind of like, but it's really good.
And
And Jeremy was just like,
Michael goes, "And it's free."
that's also what I said. I was
That
like,
was the
Jeremy,
kicker.
free.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, give me a double.
And everyone in the room went,
With fries.
I was like,
So-
fuck. I told Kat later, I was like, because she was like getting dinner planned, and me and her have been on like a really big diet recently, and this isn't helping. But like, so
We're ruining you, yeah.
she was like, "All right, what do you want for dinner?" Blah, 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 blah. And I said, "Oh, I don't really want too much. I had a big lunch." She's like, "Really? What'd you have for lunch?" And stuff like that. And I just went, I just said, "They broke me." I said no.
We did it.
You see, he said no. We were like, unacceptable.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah, no, that's not the correct
You
answer.
will eat.
In this case,
I avoided the kolaches this morning, but
those kolaches is so
it's
good.
not easy.
Ryan and I were doing some audio this morning, just like audio pickups. So I knew he wasn't in the office, and I asked Jeremy when I came in, "Is Ryan here? Like, did he not come in yet, or is he over at stage 5?" And then he was like, "No, he's here. He came in." So I took a paper towel and I wrapped one kolache in a paper towel, and I went over to the sound booth, and like Ryan was there, and we're chit chatting, and like we were talking to the audio technicians and stuff. And Ryan sitting to my right, I'm talking to them, I'm like, "Yeah, da 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 da," and I just go like this and put it in front of him, and he was like, "Oh my god," you know, like shoved it in his mouth immediately.
Well, it was there.
Immediately.
This is always his
Well, because I
response.
also got a box of donuts, which Ryan
Yeah,
already
he
had one.
destroys them.
Demolished.
And Ryan on many occasions, if I bring kolaches, usually I'll bring kolaches and sometimes I'll bring kolaches and donuts. He will have one in each hand. And I got back, I opened it up, there was one donut missing this morning, and I look at it and I go, "Ryan, did you eat any of these donuts?" And he goes, "I only had one," which I guess is his, like, I didn't eat that many, but me, I was like, "Excellent. You'll have more."
Yeah, go back. It's the
There
only
will be more.
I don't know how or why this started, but I like this idea that like Ryan tries not to eat a lot of shit, and I just buy it just for Ryan, and he eats it.
Michael had like a week or two where he just would always take a packet of Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, because
Oh,
we had
yeah.
a lot of leftover Halloween
Yeah, yeah,
candy,
yeah.
is what it was. So I noticed
the bucket.
Ryan fiending on it nonstop.
Yeah,
and then
it's like a squirrel is going at it
he
every
made
day.
the declaration one day, like, "I'm done, so
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it." I ate it all. So then I went over to Jeff's house, and Jeff had shitloads of Halloween candy, and they're like, "We don't want it. We keep eating it. Take it home. Take it home." I took it home, put it right in my backpack, brought it right to work, refilled that bowl, and then I was even putting some pieces on his desk. It's in the middle of one video, I think it's presenting with comment, where he's like, I'm not eating this out of protest. And then he gets a question wrong, he's like, well, I'm gonna eat this as punishment.
Yeah, something like that.
He can't stop.
Like he just
He can't stop, man.
Like
He
an
can't
addict,
stop.
he just comes up with a reason to have
Yeah,
it.
it's my favorite thing.
It's also there's also this weird like power struggle where Ryan will come in and like Ryan now he looks pretty good, and not that he ever looked like awful, but Ryan's lost weight. If you go
Yeah.
back and look
Oh,
like
yeah.
when Ryan first started, he was a lot thicker.
Yeah.
And Ryan will come in and just be like, yeah, Lori's not happy about it. Like his wife was just like, Ryan look great. And he's like, no, she says I'm too scrawny. I need to put on more weight.
Yeah, yeah.
So every time I was like, hey Ryan, eat that for Lori. Just eat it for Lori.
Do it for her.
He's like, he's
Do it
trying to
for
lose
her.
weight, and his wife's like, get fat. You're too thin. Like Ryan certainly
too
isn't,
attractive.
Ryan certainly
We need
isn't
to cut-
thin. It's like he's
Cut
a
it
good
out.
weight. And he's like, put on some fat. Your skin and
I need to
bones.
slump you back up.
I just like, I want to control you, fatty. Gain some weight. So I'm like, I'm just helping your wife, Ryan.
Hey.
I'm giving you candy.
It sounds so nice. Like every time I see Matt walk in with his lunch,
Oh yeah.
oh my God, it's him.
half
Like,
dozen
I want
donuts.
it. He had like a cookie pizza the other day.
Matt's lunch, like it would be surprising to
His
me.
food categories are cookies, donuts, and
Sugar.
bread.
Bro.
Yeah.
Just bread overall.
Oh yeah, it's like
Matt-
a pack of croissants.
Matt's lunch consists of like he could literally drizzle chocolate on anything he eats for lunch.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be out of place to have chocolate syrup on his lunch.
Yeah.
It's like anytime he comes in with a bag, it's like dripping and just like, yeah, but it was $1. You know? Like, I got
Great.
6 donuts for $1.50.
Or
Oh,
it'll be like, you know, he'll get like McDonald's or something one day, and then the next day I'll be walking down the hallway and I'll see him come in and he's holding a big bag of Burger King or whatever, and I'll look at him and go like this, and he goes, I don't want to talk about it. And he'll go into the office.
He just like goes like this and just walks
Yeah.
by. I mean, like, you know, a normal healthy human being, they might eat a salad or like, you know, just maybe a lasagna, you know, whatever, something random. And your body's like, yeah, great, look at all these nutrients. I can make proteins, I can make
I
muscle
can
fibers.
make
stuff."
you be awake.
And then
alive.
he's sitting there eating a donut and his stomach's like, oh, man, why?
At this point, his stomach
No
is just
more.
dead. Like
Yeah.
he's just pouring into like
It's
just a pit.
And he's not fat at all. I mean,
that's
Matt's
so
thin as
jealous.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the advantage. Jealous is like, yes, he's thin. Other than that, like I'm not jealous.
But
of
that's
Matt.
gonna-
Like,
that's
his
gonna catch him, though,
insides are poison.
Oh,
They're just
yeah.
like black poison.
His veins are
Like,
like,
I imagine,
licorice.
I imagine he eats like this.
Red vines under his
I
skin.
imagine he eats like, oh, that's good. Oh, it hurts.
Well, how old is Matt? He's
yeah.
like 20, 23,
It's
24?
like Jeremy.
He's older than
24,
me. He's a
25?
year older than
Oh,
me.
26
Like,
then.
yeah,
Okay.
like 25.
25.
At
26.
some point, metabolism kicks
Real
you
soon.
in the balls.
Real soon.
yeah.
too.
I've already
Like-
been kicked.
And yeah,
I had that at 20.
And he was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, you know, I look at my dad and my grandpa, and I know that I'm going to be
Are they
severely
chubs?
obese. He was like, I know I'm going to be way obese.
I don't know,
and
I
I'm
know his dad. His
going to
dad's
die
not too
young.
chubs, yeah.
I'm going to die young. I'm like, Matt,
Like,
you are self-aware.
fix it.
But all that too, it's like I'm gonna die
But
young.
65 cents a donut?
I'm gonna die young on
true.
like McDonald's cheeseburgers and
Yeah.
Burger King. Like die young on like, you know, mountains of cocaine. You know, or like fucking
Skydiving.
Kobe beef
Yeah.
or something. It's like it's worth it for this last Burger King fry. I love their chicken tender sticks.
Dude, they have chicken fries.
Matt
Burger
Bragg
King.
bought
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. Single
yeah.
fries. That's what I was thinking. And they
So,
are.
It's
good.
fun to
Yeah.
influence him, though. I was talking about a
That's
trip.
the
yeah.
thing with Ryan.
Oh,
like it's so
yeah.
much fun
was
just
talking about
and
it.
with you.
Just pull the
was me,
string.
yeah.
to like
you know?
watch people crumble against their conviction is just fun.
Every time
I have nothing to do with it. It's like I'm ruining your life, but you're doing it, so I don't feel
Yeah.
bad.
I remember every time I walk into HEB with Matt, I'm like, Matt, it's like right up front.
Like,
That's where all the
it's so
desserts
fun.
and everyone's are. I'm like, Matt, and he goes, Trevor, shut up, I know. And the last time I was there, Larry was there too. And Larry looks at the deli and he's like, are we gonna eat here? Or are we gonna take it back? I'm like, I'm probably just gonna get something, take it back. And Matt was like, and then Larry's like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up a couple things because I need to go to the grocery anyway. And he goes, yeah, you know, if I went to the grocery store, I'd probably do that too. Like, Matt, what do you eat? He doesn't grocery shop.
I mean, like even Matt lives in Austin though.
Yeah.
They have Instacart.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
there's
they'll
a-
deliver
to
groceries
your
to your
door. No,
fucking
he
house.
does use that when they give him the free coupon. They email him like free
If they give him
delivery.
the
Hey, no, $8 for vegetables. Get the fuck out of here.
You're not paying anything for vegetables, to be fair.
Well, I meant like the delivery fee, sure,
Yeah,
but
right.
it doesn't matter when they're not in your cart. It's like, dude, this Instacart's great. They have every kind of candy, every ice cream, every cake.
I can get brownies, pre-made brownies, right to my house.
Oh my god.
They're way cheaper than Domino's lava cake. I'm really saving a lot of money. with
And I don't have to tip them.
Yeah.
When I used to be in that old office, my favorite thing was that like Trevor was right over there and Matt was next to me. So that like one day I literally said to Matt, I was like online and I went, "Oh Matt, do you know Burger King has a triple Whopper?"
He goes,
Yeah, it's like
"What?"
this." And he literally went, "What?" And stood up and left. And I stood up and looked at Trevor and just had the biggest smile on my face.
I do like shit like that. No, it wasn't even like an attempt, but we'll have a lot of conversations. Like we like eating, like Jeremy and I, especially the same shit food. Where one day the fucking McRib was out,
yeah.
and we were going on and we're talking about the McRib, and that was the day where I was like telling Jeremy, I'm sitting there, I go, I think I'm gonna make a video where I'm just gonna take like 10 McRib sandwiches and stack them into one thing and just eat them. And I went home and made that video that day. And
It's 10 McRibs.
yeah. And I put that on my personal channel. But the funny part about that was like I had that whole thing. Jeremy told me the next day, he's like, yeah, you kept talking about it. I had a McRib on the way home.
Yeah.
He's like,
he was just like,
it's just on the back of my mind.
I'm gonna get it. I'm getting it. I'm
Well,
doing
like,
it.
that's the thing.
He's
It's like
driving,
Michael,
sees McDonald's. Yeah,
Michael's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I should make a video. What I remember what happened, you were like, I should make a video with these McRibs now that they're out again. Like, people love that. I could buy like 12 of them and stuff. And then I said to you, I was like, just make them into a giant.
yeah.
There it is.
There
I was
it
like,
is, yeah.
just make a fucking sandwich out of all of them, like 2 buns. And you were
Loser,
like,
idiot.
I like
You were
the-
like, all right.
10 McRibs.
I like the pickle just randomly
Yeah.
hanging off the
Oh, they're
side.
in there. They're in there.
Michael's like, all right, I got to do that actually now.
There's me being like as obnoxious as humanly possible while I eat it. But yeah, there was a surprising number of articles about it, like online articles and stuff,
Yeah.
and most of them because it's on my personal channel, there's no like affiliation with Rooster Teeth, shy of
Yeah.
the fucking RVB shirt I was wearing. But a lot of people were like, insane man eats 10 McRibs. Potentially crazy person. Idiot eats 10 McRibs. And I'm just like, I also, like, I didn't eat them all.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I clearly
You took, like, 3 bites.
made it to be an asshole, made
Yeah.
a mess. It's like, cut, and then I'm like, God, Lindsay, get the mop. We have to clean this up. Like, I am, like, no one is more anal about cleaning my house than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Rooster Teeth, and especially because it's my own house now, which is awesome. I've gotten to the logic of like, I'm filming. The second I'm done filming, I like put the fucking apron on and I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
vacuuming the floor and like wiping it up and I was like, it's dirty. I filmed another video like that where I climbed in my washing machine and then I walked through my apartment from the washing machine to a bathtub and then climbed into a full bathtub fully clothed. And like all the comments people were like, it's just what a mess. Da, da, da. The whole time I was doing it, I was just like, my mother would never let me do this. The second week we were like, I cut, whatever, ended it. I did all the laundry. I'm like fucking scrubbing the
Yeah.
bathroom. I'm cleaning like sauce out of the drain and shit like that. But it's like, yeah, that stuff does happen before and after the video. But believe it or not, it's not funny
Yeah,
to watch.
yeah,
It's
you
like,
know.
I'm not gonna end the video with like, now I'm cleaning.
Yeah.
So, hey, seriously, guys, don't make a mess.
That was such a great day that you had that conversation with me. I left,
Yeah.
bought a McRib,
Yep.
right? And I was like at home with Kat eating my McRib and everything.
Like
And
this.
I was
apparently.
I was just looking at Kat like, we're so good. And Michael sends me a text message while I'm eating it of him and Lindsay at
Right.
McDonald's ordering the 12 McRibs. It's just him being like, I'm gonna need 12 McRibs, please. And then there was like a silence. And she goes, all right, anything else? And I was like, you get that too much.
The first guys wanted me to go. Lindsay ordered, and she's like, "Hey, can I get?" It was like 11 or 12 McRibs, and she's like, "I think I got 12 because I think I ate one, Lindsay ate one, and then I had 10 for the video."
Yeah.
I was like, "I want a McRib, and then I need 10 more." But she goes, "Can I have 12 McRibs?" And there's like a second or two of silence, and the woman goes, how many? And then she goes, 12? And she's like, okay, hang on a minute. And then like leaves to, I guess, go like talk to her manager
Yeah.
or something. And then comes back and she's like, okay, anything else?
McDonald's is all about just like going nuts. You can
Yep.
order 50 chicken nuggets. Like that's on the regular
Yeah.
menu now. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, I need 50
They
chicken
prepared
nuggets.
for it, man.
That's like
need it, dude.
that's
You
like
need
epic
it.
mealtime when they roll up. They're like, yeah, I need 50 burgers, and they're like, a burger? And like, no, 50 burgers.
Yeah.
That, to be fair, is like, they'll totally
That's
do it.
over the top,
They'll
but yeah.
totally do it. Call ahead.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, granted, sometimes they'll like want a credit card maybe or like something so they're not boning them
Yeah,
and
yeah,
making
yeah.
50 burgers that gets thrown away. But they'll do it. Just
Yeah,
give them a
yeah.
heads up. Just be like, I'm gonna order 50 burgers.
For a bachelor party, actually, my brother-in-law's bachelor party, we got 1,000 chicken nuggets, and it was $400 for 1,000 chicken nuggets. That's it, which seems like, and so we had to go in early and give them $200, and
Right.
then like on the day it was like came up and they gave us like it was buckets of 50, and they gave us,
buckets of 50.
dude, it was
20
nuts.
buckets
They gave us
of
20
nugs.
buckets of 50.
That's
and then
incredible.
we took them all and we dumped them into this big tray, and there's a photo of me like over them. And that
Yeah,
photo
yeah,
has
I
ended
know
up
that
on
photo.
Tumblr and like
I
spread
think
like
you're wearing
wildfire.
a green shirt.
Yeah, like a button-up shirt.
You're like this.
Yeah.
I've seen that
It's like
photo
over
many
it.
times.
You're doing that thing.
And it's like that photo pops up, and like all the time people are like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's from
That's me.
years and years ago."
I was
And,
really hungry.
That's
It's
like
weird.
100 whole chickens in a grinder to make that.
And I
many
think
chicken
that's
nuggets.
what's
Supply
the
and
chicken,
demand,
but
Jeremy.
the,
excess
the
bits
funny
of
thing
the
is, I
chicken.
think we ate between like the 10 or 15 of us there. We ate maybe 20 nuggets. There we go. There's the photo.
There it
And
is.
so-
Oh, no, it's not a
Yeah.
green shirt. I
Yeah.
was wrong. It's a plaid shirt.
And
That is
so-
a lot of nuggets. You are a young man there, Jack.
Yeah, that was when I was healthy.
And then you ate the
without the nuggets.
yeah.
And so we ended up like between all of us eating maybe 20 of them or so. And so we were like, what are we gonna do with all these nuggets? And my dad drove a limousine. Like he did part time. He drove a limousine for like his boss. And so we called him, and he picked us up. And then we drove around Austin, just giving nuggets to homeless people. All just like drunk off our ass, hanging out the windows, delivering nuggets to homeless people.
He's like the Johnny Appleseed of
Yeah.
chicken nuggets.
And then,
Just chucking chicken
Yeah.
nuggets as hard as you can.
and
at
then
homeless
like we
people.
pull up next to cars.
Take that, you! No, really, it's for you.
No,
Eat it.
seriously, catch this.
It's like we pull up next to cars and like we'd roll down the window and they'd roll down their window. Yeah, there you go.
There you go,
And
yeah.
it's like, hey, do you guys want some nuggets? And they're like, what? And we start throwing nuggets in their cars. We're just drunk assholes
You know, egg
driving around with
houses, you
1,000
chicken
chicken
In
nuggets.
a
nuggets.
fucking limo.
In a limo.
Nothing makes you feel better than hitting something out of a moving car. Like if you throw something out of a
Oh,
moving
yeah,
car.
yeah.
I was
The
driving.
sound.
My
Yeah.
friends and I used to be idiots when we drove all the time. You know, we
Yeah.
drive really fast and shit like that. So we were both driving home from Boston. Like we were in one car, my buddy was driving another one in the next lane over, and we were eating Jolly Ranchers. And he rolls down his window in the next lane going down the highway, and he's like, "Jolly Rancher!" out the thing because he saw us eating them. So my buddy unwraps a Jolly Rancher, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna aim like 4 feet in front of his car." And he throws it and it curved it and hit him in the tooth.
Oh,
Like, he was
awesome.
driving with a Jolly Rancher.
Dude,
We were going like 70.
Oh,
Just hit
man.
a Jolly Rancher in the face.
when we it was like one of the earlier trips to LA, like right around when like Funhouse, became a thing and joined Rooster Teeth. We I was there. I can't remember who I was there with. At least Jeff. Maybe it was just me and Jeff. Maybe it was when Jeff and I visited their office, and it was like me, Jeff, Bruce, and maybe Adam in one car, and Joel Lawrence and whoever else was in the other car. And I can't remember whose car it was. I want to say it was Joel got a new car or something like that. And we pull up to a red light, and whoever, I think it was Lawrence, was in the passenger seat. He rolls down the window. He was like rifling through Joel's glove compartment, and he comes out with like a disc, and it was some sort of like thing for his car. Like it was like I don't know what the hell was on the disc.
manual or
It was like a
something.
manual,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
like a CD for the car, and he throws it through the window into our car, and Joel's kind of like, all right, give it back. Da, 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 da. Bruce takes it, leans out the window, cracks it, breaks it like demo disc, leaves it on the road, and then we drive off. And as we're leaving, we couldn't tell if Joel was really mad or not, and Bruce and Adam were like gauging his anger. Now separately, we're driving in the car, and he was like, Jeff's like, I think he was actually pissed off you broke his disc, and he's like, no, he's not mad about that. If anything, he'll probably be a little mad that we littered. He'll say something like that, like, I don't even care about the disc guys, but you littered. That was too much. And da-da-da-da. We laughed about it and have a conversation. We meet up at the place. We're going to lunch. We meet up at the place. We get there. We all sit down, and then we start talking about it. And Joel's like, I'm not even that mad. It's just, you guys didn't have to litter. And we're like, oh, it was like a perfect moment. It's like, we do that shit all the time in Achievement Hunter. And it was just
Yeah.
like, at the moment, Jeff and I was just like, yeah, this is going to work out. This will be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I fucking hate them all.
Yeah.
But that aside, it's going to work out fine,
Yeah.
content-wise.
I mean, they're good, but they're like, if we're here, they're always like here,
Right. I
you
hope
know?
they die and burn in hell. But
Yeah.
while they're alive, they make some funny content.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I enjoy working with
That
them.
is true.
Contractually, because I'm obligated to do so and say that.
And they make the 5 videos a week. It's really tough on them.
I love them.
They do work, man.
They do work. I guess, that's about it, right?
Yeah.
We have anything else? Oh, I just throw this out real quick. I forgot to mention this. My brother texted me this like an hour ago. And I don't know if it's accurate or not. I'm going to err on the side that it's probably not true and he's lying. But he texted me and said, Denise, that's my mother, just had explosive shits all over your bathroom. And I bring that up because my mother has been complaining. So we're only an hour behind, Eastern, which is most of my family. They're East Coast. She's been complaining since she got here that every single day my brother texts her at 8 a.m. for him, so it's 7 for us. Did you clean Michael's shitter? Every single day, like 6 days in a row, because that's just the kind of family that we are.
Nice.
And it's like, he's not in front of a camera, but he's kind of a piece of shit like me, and he'll just harass my mother like that. So it's just a week of her being like, your fucking brother texted me again, asking me if I cleaned the shitter. And she's like, I'm gonna text him at 2 a.m. one day. That'll piss him off. Because he goes to bed super early because he's
Yeah.
like an old man. But I just thought I should know that my mother may have had explosive shits. So I'll get home and I'll find out.
And you'll
I'll be
update
like,
us
please
next
be
week,
fucking
right?
around. Please be fucking around. Please be fucking around. She already fucking, and it's funny. It's like the one thing ever in my life I've like outcrafted my mother, like cleaning wise. We just bought it's like a standing rack for our bathroom that it's designed to go around the toilet. So it's like almost like a bookcase, but the bottom half is shallow, or it's empty, so you put it around the toilet, and then it's like a metal frame, and then it's got like 3 shelves. So it just adds like for towels
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, which is nice because we don't have like a closet or a pantry or anything in our
storage,
bathroom.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is great. And then you end up just screwing it to the wall. Like you just attach it so it doesn't fall over and shit. But the shelves are like, there's like the metal wires, it's
Yeah.
not like a flat piece of wood or anything like that. So we had a candle on there for like poo-poos. You make stinky poo-poos in the bathroom. You light the candle and
Right.
it smells like stinky poo-poo in a candle.
Like in a meadow, yeah.
Yeah. So we had that going and that was
Meadow
on. And I guess the other day my mother sat down on the toilet and she like bumped the thing and it shook a little bit. And because it wasn't like flat, the candle fell and spilled on the wall.
Oh.
So she just comes into the room and she's like, so I spilled candle wax all over your wall. And it's like from 5 feet on the wall all the way down the back of the wall. But the pain in the ass is now the fucking cabinet is attached to
Oh,
the
yeah,
wall.
yeah.
So it's like I'm cleaning it behind the
that
thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like working the paper. I'm like squishing the paper towel in there to clean it. But it was like the ultimate moment where mother was like, oh, I'm so sorry, but like waiting for me to be pissed off about it. She's like, I don't know if you just painted in there and this and that. And I was like, don't worry about it. I got it. Blah, 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 blah. Next day I go in there, I was like, take the blow dry on the wall, clean it up. She's like, what? And I was
Yeah.
like, dude, the only reason I didn't choke you out is because I know you can use a blow dryer.
Yeah.
Not that I would have choked my mother out, but I would have.
Just melted
And
his
it's
ball.
like, yeah,
right.
she was like blown away by it. And to
Yeah.
be fair, like she's not the smartest person in the world, like school-wise. Listen, I wouldn't go to her for homework advice, but that woman knows about like house stuff. She's a stay-at-home mom. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like every trick, cooking, cleaning, everything. She'll be like this, and this. I imparted that wisdom on her, and she was like blown away by it.
Nice.
She was like, probably just wait till it dries and scrape it. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll clean it. And then the next day I was like, check this out. I
Drop
got the
that
blow dryer,
knowledge.
cleaned it in like 5 minutes. Only reason I know that is because I accidentally threw candle wax all over our apartment like 2 years ago. Go online, how do I clean candle wax? Because it was all over the wall and the carpet. And I was like, my carpet's ruined.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Get a blow dryer. Literally, the second it liquefies, you put a paper towel, it absorbs it right up. It's literally like it wasn't there at all.
That's cool.
It works 1,000%. The only damage left on the wall is as I was wiping with the paper towel, my nail caught. I scratched the wall and chipped the paint. And I was like, God damn it! Like I did this. I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed about it.
Nice.
But
All right, let's
yeah.
get some food. I'm
let's,
hungry.
let's
do
get
lunch.
some food that Jeremy will eat.
Oh, yeah.
That he doesn't want to have. I made $5.
You did.
I'm taking it.
That's
I'm-
Taco
I
Bell,
think
right?
that's
That's at least
That's
3
5
lunches of
cunts.
donuts.
Oh, Jeff didn't. He not only didn't finish his drink, but he left it for us.
Yeah, he left.
Nice.
That's
What
lovely
a guy.
of him.
Well, thanks for watching episode 10, and tune in next week where we'll have another episode and another assortment of people will be here, and I probably will be here as well. And then beer.
Look for me in Laser Team.
driplets on those.
When do you want driplets on your underwear? Go ahead. All right.
Well, never, I guess. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the other one
He
is
only does
you're,
it for white
you're
underwear,
about to
ladies.
see. No, that's not true. You're about to see. Someone's about to see you with your
Okay,
pants
fair enough.
off.
Fair enough.
You don't want driblets on.
You're
your-
like you're in full prep mode.